with that. And yo, I ain't gonna lie, my Sony not looking that bad right now.
No, I can still see it.
But you
I'm
still
joking. I'm messing with you. I'm messing with you.
his ass. This guy's ass. Yeah, it's not like the last time I used this motherfucker, like it left a lot to be desired. You know what I'm saying? Like it really did, but it don't look that bad now. But I'm still mad about the Canon. And first of all, I knew that was gonna happen eventually. Because when it did it with yours, I went, it's a matter of time.
Yeah.
I have to say that's not that because it just seems too much like that's something in the makeup of it. Like that's part of it. Like because I couldn't hold on for a second. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Biddy.
What's that?
Give it a beans, Jamie. What's going on? What's going on, peoples? How's everybody today? Cool. No problem. Don't worry about it. As long as you are here, that's all that we ask.
What's up, Biddy? So here's the thing.
Things to wear.
Remember last week when I was talking about how I hate when there's people in my house, and I did the whole rant on them fixing the cooling unit, the HVAC. They were supposed to be here.
Oh God!
Tomorrow,
right? Which is Sunday. You said
they're
Sunday.
Out here now. Listen.
Hold up, I'm not done laughing. Okay, all right.
Look, man. I gotta say,
must you?
I have to. This is a constant, right? Much like the speed of light is a constant. This is
a change.
Is what?
It's change.
No, it's
the only constant.
Yeah, it's change. Yeah, it is, bro. Like you have only an inkling of an idea of how irritated I am right now. Like we live on the show right now.
Right.
So low key, let me break some stuff down for the folks that's watching about things about me that you might not know.
Why don't people ever break things up?
Because if you go up there, it goes above their heads. You need to break it down so it's under so they can get that.
All right. Understand. Okay. I got you. My third eye.
See, it's right there.
Okay.
I mask a lot of rage. It seeps out.
Shit, Sherlock.
it seeps out every now and then, but I mask a lot of rage. Why? I don't do that for me, at least not in a direct sense.
Right.
I do that for y'all. Because if I let this shit out, the world will burn.
Well,
starting with them.
To be fair, the world's burning already.
The world's already burning?
Yeah, I don't really.
Listen. I hide behind laughter, trolling, and humor,
Right.
and content. But I get irritated really, really quickly, right? Especially with things that continuously happen that shouldn't.
Sure.
Jamie says I overstand. Look, this shit, because it hits all of the markers right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's damn, I got people that's gonna be in my house. So
Mm-hmm.
that's, and then it's, oh, we doing this, we still doing this. Where you say one day and then we get the other day. We still doing that.
Trash.
Is that what we still doing? Apparently that's what we're still doing.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been doing that for 3 years.
Right? Believe them.
3 years.
Mm-hmm.
It is annoying. It is ass. It is trash. And all I want to do is go full on Tasmanian devil right now.
Or not. Or no.
Hmm?
Or no.
Or no.
That's
Right,
an
James,
option.
right. James said there's got to be a time for all
See?
those lanes.
That's the point.
Got to be.
That's the point.
So a lot of times when y'all see me going off on something that, yes, it's irritating, but it shouldn't be. My response to that is on top. It's not that.
Right.
It's not directly that. All right. It's not. But it's got to look. You got to vent it somehow because all that heat builds. Right. You got to vent it sometime. So
that's how people get aneurysms.
That's exactly how people get aneurysms. That's exactly how it is. But she, this is not. That's not supposed.
Why your head cut off?
My what?
Why
that I will tell you why. Because I'm using my Sony, right? And
give you some personal space. I don't understand.
Where I have it set up, the only place that I can have it, right, is in a location that does not allow me. Now I can, if I lean back, right, lean back, then you can see it, right? Everything is in whatever. But the particular lens I'm using is a Sony lens. I refuse to go back to using the Canon stuff with the damn adapter piece that stops communicating after a while. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing that.
Right.
So
right.
while I'm using that Sony, the way I have to set it up, the only way you're gonna get all of the whole composition is if I lean back.
Right.
But when I get to, talking and stuff, I inevitably,
of course,
or what I all that stuff. But that's something else that irritates me. Nah, I ain't gonna hold you. not even gonna hold you. You know what I'm saying? One of the clear reasons why y'all don't see me actually post a lot anymore on social media. Well, I do post, but not. I'm usually reposting a memory or our business stuff. Like the comic book stuff or something Multiworld's doing, things like that. Because I am at this point so fed up with so much shit that with me talking about it, especially on social media, it's not going to do a thing. It's literally not going to do a thing. So I would rather just utilize this platform and throw all of that stuff right here, you know what I'm saying, and in this one consolidated place. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That tracks.
Either this or music. Talk some shit in some bars.
Facts.
That's it. But yeah, man, it's annoying. It's annoying.
Oh yeah,
it's super annoying.
The people are here. What? Why?
Yeah. Why? Really?
Yes, I know their purpose, but why are they here now?
Yeah. I have an even better question for you. Why are there people? Look.
Oh, sure.
We didn't need. One of my favorite shows. I think they no longer do new episodes of
Monk.
No.
Oh, okay.
What's up,
What up,
Sean?
Jonathan?
Murder She Wrote. No.
Okay.
One of my favorite
said
shows.
Murder, She Wrote. Wow. Touched by an Angel.
No.
No.
Absolutely not.
Let's see.
Stay away to have
Sliders.
No. Sliders
was fire.
Sliders was fire. You know what I'm saying? It absolutely was. Sliders was fire. No, it's Life After
All My
People.
Children. Oh, okay. My bad.
It's Life After People.
Well, sure. I mean,
It's one of my
that's not really
favorite.
That wasn't a far fetch. Like, I don't.
No.
Yeah, it's kind of on brand.
Yeah. I'm just saying. It's I don't like it. I don't like it.
Sure.
It checks all those buttons.
Yeah,
right?
I'm right there with you.
It's a certain level of respect you have to have for people's time.
Bruh.
You know what I'm saying?
Don't get me started on time.
You have to. You listen. You have to respect it because you're basically holding people hostage to your whim. You know what I'm saying? And I don't like that.
Facts.
What if I had something? What if? Yeah. Because I do this every year, right? When on Facebook, when they have the Cherry Blossom Festival, and
make a blood sacrifice to yourself. Oh, my bad.
That's every month. It's every month. No, when they had the Cherry Blossom Festival in DC, every time I see the thing for it, the event page pop up on Facebook, I always go going. Even though I know there's good odds that I won't be. You know what I'm saying? And I always go going because I always say one of these days we're gonna get our schedule and shit right, and we're gonna be able to do it. It's gonna be on that right time, and we're gonna be able to do it. So I go going. This might be the year. Right? Now suppose this was the year. Where the stars aligned, everything worked out. And we're going to the Cherry Blossom Festival. For those of you who don't know, DC every spring has a Cherry Blossom Festival. And
the new bloom.
The reason we would go down there is because pictures,
videos,
like you get great shots down there. Really picturesque time of year down there when the cherry blossoms are in bloom. So that's one of the we would probably do everything down there. We would take pictures, get some vlogging, using that as a backdrop, something. You know what I'm saying? We be doing something.
All that.
So for all they know, that could have been the plan.
Yeah.
And then if nobody was in here to be able to do that, you look like Boo Boo the Fool, and you got nobody to blame but yourself. I wouldn't have wanted to hear. Well, we tried to do it, but nah, B. You're supposed to be here on a certain day.
The day that you were supposed to be
right. You're supposed to be here on a certain day.
Is that my fault or yours?
Right. So it's annoying, and it keeps happening.
Yeah.
It keeps happening.
I feel you 100%. Because fuck y'all. No, you're not going to do that to me.
All the time?
You happen to be lucky that I'm in the house.
Yeah. And it's predictable, which is the other thing that annoys me. Because every time there is supposed to be something scheduled, I know it's not going to happen. It's every time. So why are you playing?
Yeah.
It's annoying. It's truly annoying.
Absolutely.
But
the show must go on.
Show must go on. The show must go on.
So or in our case, the show must start because
in fact, because the show's been going on now for like 14 minutes. Let me get this intro out of D-Way. Me.
Okay. All right. Come on, yo.
I have to do this because No, it is. Listen, this is one of the things that keeps the fire, and I have to troll. I have to.
For sure.
Welcome, everyone, to the Black Culture Geeks podcast. This is my man, SPG. And I am Tombstone the Dead Man, and we are just a couple of geeks talking about pop culture from a black perspective.
Facts.
Facts indeed. Now, conspicuous by his absence, Adequate will not be on the show.
Yeah, he had to take care of some stuff with his sister crib and all that other. Well,
Right.
His mother's crib,
Right,
and all that other good stuff. So he's currently making moves.
He's currently making moves, right? So we will endeavor to go on. You know what I'm saying? That's what we do. Also, I've had some. What the hell was that? Did you hear that?
That's a great question. Yes, I heard it.
I don't know what that was. That's crazy.
Like, what the hell? What are you doing? You hit the sauna button? Like, what is? I didn't know your place came with that. Like,
listen, apparently I didn't either. This is a new feature unlocked. New feature unlocked. You know what I'm saying? Once we end up the third year level, you know what I'm saying? Like, start unlocking new features. I guess.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know. And I'm not even gonna go check because
no, it would be disappointing.
Yeah. I'd rather what I imagine. You know what I'm saying, than
right.
It would actually happen.
Right.
I'd rather imagine that. But yeah, we might as well start off with our weeks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You want to go first? You want me to go first?
It don't matter.
All right. So I saw a lot of things this week. It's interesting how things work. Things turn out. Certain conversations people had during the course of this last week and a half.
Sure.
Has been, enlightening.
Yeah.
But not altogether unsurprising. Like, listen. Some of y'all do just enough. Just enough to fit whatever narrative you already accepted to be true. You do just enough. Just enough. But y'all won't go and take that extra step. The extra step I'm talking about is, the things you think are true, by all means, seek to falsify that. Seek to falsify the things you think are true.
Yeah.
Please do, because here's the thing. For me, my credibility means more to me than my opinion. All right? Yeah. My credibility, am I a credible source from somebody? When somebody hears me give a take, it is important for me that they be at least confident that I've done things in my power to make sure that this take has validity. So even if I'm wrong, they know I did the work.
Right.
I may have missed something, or there was a piece of data, a data point that I didn't get, right? But they know that I've done the work, right? A lot of y'all don't want to do the work.
Nigga.
A lot of y'all don't want to do the work. And I suspect that one of the reasons for that is because you have much of your identity wrapped into your opinion. Like your self-perception, who you are and how you want people to see you is wrapped into that opinion. I don't quite understand how you think that serves you, because opinions are like assholes. Most people are one. So
it's literally self-serving. That's funny. It's literally self-serving.
It's very self-serving. But the question you have to ask is it?
Well, see,
truly serving yourself?
No, vacuum-wise. And
in a vacuum, right. It protects your fifis.
Yeah. It codifies.
You know what I'm saying? Like, But once you have to take that show on the road, it's like back in the day, we had a performance we were doing. Baltimore used to have a version of Amateur Night, the Apollo type thing going on. We only performed on that one time. But we did all this practice and practice and practice and practice and practice. We would do this.
Practice? Oh, my bad.
We would do this. You sound like twerk right there. And we would do this. And we would do this in one of the people in the group's basement. And at that time, his mom was managing us. And she would sit down there and watch us go over the way we were supposed to stand on stage, the everything that we were supposed to do. That was choreographed for us to do. She would watch us go over it. And we would nail it. After about the fifth practice, we nail it every time. But we still had to do it because muscle memory.
Sure.
What would it profit us to do all that? To do all that, right? And then when it's time for the day of the show, we out there fucking up. Out there just fucking up. Right?
Sure. That would
Some
be quite
of y'all
annoying.
are in that vacuum, running these scenarios and these takes over and over again in your head with other people that have the exact that are not going to critically challenge them that shit. And it sounds good. You look good saying it. You know what I'm saying? Sound good, you look good saying it. But when you take that show on the road and you have to actually deal with people who are not going to take your benefit of the doubt the shit you're saying, they have no reason to. That's when the holes in that logic start to show.
Poke.
And that's when you start looking crazy out here in these streets. You start looking crazy. A lot of y'all look crazy this week, because we had a whole conversation of the week about the will and the smacking and all this other stuff. And I saw people go out of their way to dig up dirt on any celebrity that said, hey, he probably shouldn't have did that. Y'all only dig
famous this you meme.
Yeah, this you meme. But y'all only do that one way. You only do that towards the opposition take.
Yeah.
Don't do that with the subject. And that's a problem. That's you not falsifying. Because if any of this other stuff is to be believed, by the way, one of these things was reported on the New York Post, so take that with what you will, right?
Oh no, say the things. Say the things.
You know what I'm saying? That there are all of these different things about Jada not really wanting to get married to Will in the first goddamn place, that she was literally had tears in her eyes, not for joy, as she walked down the aisle, and she only did that because the pregnancy thing, she was pressured to do it. And then somebody's Mima was all in their feelings or whatever about the pregnancy and all this other stuff. So she was kind of forced to be in that. That's never a good start to any sort of commitment you're going to make, that you're forced to do things that way.
There are claims that the reason that this whole Tupac thing has gone the way it's gone is because Tupac never actually wanted to be in a relationship with her, and he turned her down. And that was what we were seeing and making jokes about, was actually her dealing with the trauma of putting herself, because the reason I say putting herself is because if I tell you I don't want you, that should be the end of it.
Yeah, you would think.
If you continue to try to win me over, that's now on you. So,
you also start feeling like a stalker after a point, because you know
what we've already witnessing is the trauma that she inflicted upon herself, manifesting.
Yes.
Allegedly.
I am allegedly. Yeah, always put that caveat up there because we don't know these people.
Yeah,
I found it interesting that the people who thought that he should have done that found all this stuff about everybody else.
Right.
You know, about the opposition. They did the opposition research, right?
That video when Red Table Talk was just starting up and she started recording Will on the IG Live, and he's like, don't just pick up a camera and put it in my face.
Yeah.
My bread and butter right now is social media. You have to talk to me about these type of things. And she like, yeah, we need to talk to the therapist again. What?
And then she said something towards the end of that, very sarcastically. You can see how well she's helping us. I'm like, wow. Listen. Wow.
Yeah.
You don't just
see the reason. Let me be clear about this. The reason that I didn't bring any of that up last week is because, and I can't stress this enough, I don't follow their relationship
at all.
At all. I had never seen that video before. Like these are old. These are all old.
These are old things.
I had never followed their relationship. Like I'm a Will fan. I will watch a Jada movie when it comes out. I like her acting.
Right.
But outside of that, if you've been here long enough, you've seen us do episodes that respond to Red Table Talks. But think about it. We wasn't doing that all the damn time.
No.
It was only when there was somebody on there that was interesting and relevant to something that we wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
She just so happened to be another big media outlet.
Yeah.
Like I've never been like there are a bunch more celebrities that I pay more attention to their lives
way more attention
than Will Smith and Jada Pinkett
Bro,
Smith.
I pay more attention to Robert Downey Jr. like,
bruh,
to Chris Hemsworth.
Bruh.
Like I ain't gonna hold you. I do. I
pay more attention to battle rappers.
Y'all pay way more attention than I do Will and Jada. But to me, when you don't falsify the things that your opinions and the things that you believe to be true, you land in this really weird spot where you begin to lose credibility, especially with people like me. I'm like, yo, this shit was out there. It was out there. And the shit y'all had to dig to find on these other people who had a differing opinion than you on what you had to dig to find that. You couldn't split that labor up.
Right.
Like when some of the things that people were accusing from their observations, not from having intimate knowledge, from their observations about how that relationship kind of looked kind of crazy, y'all immediately discounted that. Yeah. Y'all immediately discounted that. Instead of saying, you know what? There's some things that look a little, and one of the reasons I think that was done is because people were projecting.
Yeah.
Like, what did I say? Well, we said numerous times on this show about people using events as proxies. Right? It's a proxy for some agenda they have, some opinion they have, some take, some world philosophy, whatever they have.
You already had that diatribe sitting in the Google Docs.
You already had it sitting in the Google Docs.
You was just waiting for the opportunity.
Any opportunity, too, by the way. Like, it could be a straight up a Reed Richards, Kamala Khan reach to connect the agenda that you had to that event, but you'll find a way to do it anyway. You'll find a way to do it anyway, and absolutely. It's appalling.
Yeah,
but again, not unexpected because this is how people operate. And
monkey's gonna monkey.
Orangutan's gonna orangutan. Look, listen. I have come to the conclusion a long time ago that the way I process stuff is not necessarily the norm amongst people. Like they don't spin the block on certain takes they have. They don't do any updating of the operating system. Like they got a Windows 2000. That's it. They ain't doing nothing else. They ain't doing nothing else. They ain't making no attempts to do it. Like, they have a stock mind. I just prefer mine customized. Like, I prefer mine customized, right? But I found that to be just hilarious this week to see all these things coming out one after another. And this looks bad. And here's the thing. When they start delving into conspiratorial thinking, that's when I know that they have lost their way, because I saw a bunch of that. There are still people out there that are saying that was staged.
Yo, all right, hold on, real quick, because fuck them. I would like to make a formal apology to some of these people with these darker takes over the years that I've seen on Will and Jada's relationship.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to apologize to you because since I didn't have the information, I assumed that you guys were reaching.
Yeah.
Now, doesn't mean that you're 100% true.
No.
But you're way closer to the ballpark.
Right.
Yeah, than I gave any of you credit for.
Yeah.
I used to see stuff all the time about, well, Jada don't like Will and blah, blah, this and blah, blah, blah. And then some way, that's an interesting point, Jonathan. I never heard it contextualized like this because the whole August I was saying the thing, you can choose to believe what you want.
Yeah, and we see
what I knew about the facts that I knew about it seemed to be that they had both, I can't remember exactly, either been on a break from each other or just decided that they were going to allow each other to go ahead and do whatever they do.
Right.
And then this happened and Will knew about it. And that was okay for me. I mean, it wouldn't have been okay for me, but was okay to me because they're adults. They have agency, right? But then this week, I saw it contextualized differently.
Yeah.
I saw someone say, imagine that your significant other decided that she was going to have an affair with your son's friend.
Hoofa.
And I was like, yo, that is what happened. Yeah. Like, taking the word affair away from the nefarious side of it.
I think you mispronounced entanglement.
Shut up. Yeah, taking affair from the nefarious connotation. I'm just speaking specifically that it was an engagement that happened outside of her. Outside of their relationship,
arranged
extramarital,
they had
type of thing.
Yeah,
regardless, augment. That's not the point. It doesn't matter whether it was cheating or not. Seeing it said that way, like, oh, because notice I didn't use the word cheat.
Yeah,
because I'm trying to take that connotation away from it.
That's the other thing. It just as an adult,
yeah,
with adult children,
yeah, right.
Let me say this again.
Right,
as an adult with adult children,
yeah, that's what happened.
You would never,
bruh,
in the rock ever see me,
bruh,
howling at my daughter's
friends. Here's the thing. Just because you allow someone to do something doesn't mean it's a decent thing for them to do.
Right.
Let me say that again for the people in the cheap seats.
Right.
Because the reaction that you would get back from what I just said about her having an affair with their son's
best friend.
The blowback that you would get from that is, oh, well, Will was okay with it. Sure. Maybe he was. That's absolutely possible. That does not stop it from being a shitty thing to do.
Yeah, and also that specific event, that's still in doubt. Like,
general, I'm not 100% sure about that.
In
general, yes, they have an agreement
with her.
Yes,
but
him,
let's say this again. His
son's friend. Yeah, I don't. Again, this is
in the effort to keep the same energy. All right, in an effort to keep the same energy, there has been situations with men,
right,
where they've done that shitty shit too.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely,
and nobody gave him a pass.
No one.
Nobody. Like, yo, you actually went and boinked your daughter's
bruh. Listen.
Did you do that?
There are things that people do, and when they do it, the victim is a marginalized group, right?
Yes. Yes.
But the crime itself is that the actual thing that they're doing involves the fact that they're marginalized group.
Exactly.
This isn't that.
No.
If a man cheats on a woman, yes, women are marginalized, but the cheating part had nothing to do with that group of people being marginalized. Right. So if the reverse happens, it still should be treated equally.
Yeah.
So
it's kind of part of what we're trying to accomplish.
Yeah,
in this society,
like
failing,
remarkably, tremendously. But yeah, like I said, I had never thought of it that way. Because again, I don't pay attention to these people. I had no idea August Alsina and Jaden were friends.
I had no idea. Yo, this is the thing that killed me about that, right? So when the initial conversation that took place, because I didn't know that August was her son's best friend.
Right.
It didn't hit the same. It was like, well,
no, nigga, no.
I thought she was just no, this, and because then my adult parenthood,
bro,
kicked in. It was like, as an adult parent, to adult children. Come on, man, that's Jerry Springer. Y'all know it. Y'all can't see it. Let me tell y'all about an event that I saw that was equally. I don't know, equally is the right word for it or not, but it was trash. When I used to live over there off of Wabash, those of you that's from the Baltimore area, you know what that's at. I used to live over there. Me and my daughter's mother and my daughter when she was a little girl, still an infant, still in the crib. Early one morning, there was a ruckus taking place in the apartment underneath us. They was going ham. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I hear their door swing open, swing closed, ba-ba, boom, 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 just that never yelling. And what I could pick out of the bullshit was that a daughter was living there with her mother and her boyfriend. And apparently the boyfriend got caught sleeping with the mother.
Yikes.
Which led to, as you can imagine, this huge explosion down there.
Sure.
And led to me
not literally
looking out the window, watching the dude being chased up the street by the woman with a knife. Yeah. And to cap all of that, to put the cherry on the top of that cake, it was Mother's Day.
Yeah. Bruh. I mean, she got a gift.
Yo,
I should have.
That was no, you had to. It was a dangling participle. It was just right there. Like you had to. Listen.
Funny. All right, hold on, real quick. Mm-hmm. My point isn't. I want to clarify this. My point isn't that Will is innocent.
No, that's not the point.
Yeah, my point isn't that Will is innocent. My point is that Jada was being exalted.
Yeah.
That is my point.
People are not keeping the same energy.
Right.
They really aren't keeping the same energy. They're not. Like if we're going to call trash, let's call trash.
All around the board.
And that to me, like, all right, to me it's a wash, right?
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to the whole infidelity,
if
both of y'all doing it, it's a wash.
Yeah.
If y'all made an agreement,
that's y'all.
That's between y'all.
Yeah.
And also the tenets of the agreement, that's important too. So if it's as long as you tell me, I'm good with it.
Yeah.
And then you do something, but you don't tell me, you have broken the agreement.
Facts.
You have broken the agreement. And then we can judge it on those merits.
Right.
Not on the merits of what y'all did, but how you did it according to the agreements y'all set with each other.
Yeah.
That's not what's been happening in this conversation.
No, I'm having a hard time remembering how it even got out. Was it August?
Yes.
So they fucked up. This is what should have happened. You should have made a contract with that young man.
Yeah.
You should have signed him to an NDA.
Yes.
And then when all this came up, you could have sued the shit out of him. Because that's what should have happened.
He violated your privacy by putting that shit out there. And again, you know, he caught felons or whatever, but he's also a kid. Yes. Okay, I know what y'all saying. He's over 18. Still.
Yeah, hold up. Prefrontal cortex and all that. I'm pretty sure he was like 23 when it happened.
Yeah, exactly.
Or something like that.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, he's not quite. Exactly. He's not quite finished baking. Like
he needs a couple more seconds in the oven.
Yeah.
And come out. You hit him with the fork. See if everything is supposed to be.
The drippings weren't clear.
The drippings weren't. Yeah, it wasn't.
You got to put it back in.
Put it back in. Let it pull a little on. And he did that. But again, this is also why, like, I look at guys crazy as fuck. I don't give a fuck what they tell me. When I see 30, 40, 50-year-old men with 21-year-olds, 18-year-olds, and they hit me with the age, my nigga. You know better than that shit.
Sure.
You know better than that shit. We not doing that.
Yeah.
You're not gonna sit here and act like there's no difference. We not doing that. We know that it is, and we know scientifically that it is. This is not even up for debate for real. Like, we know scientifically that there is a difference.
Yeah.
So that prefrontal cortex thing is a thing.
Yeah, it's real.
It's real, right? So why then wouldn't I, in the interest of consistency, why then wouldn't I look at Jada with the same lens that I look at a grown-ass man?
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, what? And again, you're Jada Pinkett. This is everything people not really getting with this. And I say the same shit about Will, actually. This is Jada Pinkett Smith. You ain't telling me that she couldn't walk her ass in any club.
Oh, yeah.
Any bar.
Yeah, choices.
Any business meeting.
Yeah.
And find some grown-ass man to have entanglement.
She had options. There were options.
And so does Will, by the way.
Facts.
I get that we get handcuffed by our emotions and feelings, and what it does is it's kind of like what they do with baby elephants. The baby elephant, they put a big old chain around their leg, and they have it around their entire life. So when they get older, even though they are strong enough to break the little string that they wind up putting on there, they are conditioned to believe that it was something.
I feel this thing around my neck.
My leg, therefore I cannot move. And I get that this phenomena is the same with people, especially when they have children.
Yeah.
Like, you want so very much for this thing to be what you had envisioned in your mind for it to be, that you're willing to sacrifice on the altar of self, right? Yeah. Who you are as a person, how good you can be. And trust me, I know about all of that stuff because I too know what it's like to lose. To feel that you're right. You know what I'm saying? But lose just the same. I know what that is, right? I know what that is. But I ask you, to what end?
Yeah.
Dread it. Run from it.
You stupid.
And you. Listen. That's Will fucking Smith. I'm gonna say this one more time. I'm gonna take pre-slap Will. Yeah. That's Will fucking Smith. You not telling me?
Ain't no way. I don't believe you.
He
must not live here.
Yeah.
On Earth.
That he has to put up with that.
Yeah.
He don't.
No.
Yes, there is a whole thing of alimony, but at $350 million.
Yeah, I'm about to say, I don't. I don't know if that's really that big an issue.
You take half of that, you still good as, and you got earning potential because your Will
Smith. I don't. Yo, okay. So this might have seemed a little bit out of nowhere. So let me read what sparked all of this.
Yes.
Will Smith, Oscar slap. Jada Smith says she didn't need protection. Jada believes Will Smith overreacted to Chris Rock's joke. An inside source has claimed that Will Smith's wife, Jada Pinkett Smith, does not support her husband's slap approach at the 2022 Oscars. According to the unnamed source, Jada wished Will didn't get physical with Chris Rock for making a joke about her at the Oscars. Speaking to US Weekly, an unnamed insider said, "It was in the heat of the moment, and it was him overreacting. He knows that she knows that. They're in agreement that he overreacted. They also allege that Pinkett Smith is not a wallflower, nor one of these women that needs protecting. He didn't need to do what he did."
Stop for a second. So last week when we said that Will apologized, so what are y'all still defending? Maybe it didn't hit because you still was looking at Jada and you think you were looking out for her by saying, "It don't matter." Now Jada says, according to the reports, always got to have the caveat.
What up, Cindy? I kind of feel a way about. I feel kind of two ways about it. Like,
I think I know those two ways. Go ahead.
On the one hand, this report is saying that she says she doesn't need to be protected. You know Will. So what did you think he was going to do when he got up? When he stood up and started to approach this, what did you think was going to happen? And when he came back, because we saw you. When he came back,
what did we say last week? What did we say last week about doing shit in front of cameras and a bunch of snitches?
Yeah. When he came back,
Jada from Baltimore,
you were laughing.
Yeah.
You were laughing.
Yes.
You put your hand on him as if it was a little sign of approval.
Yeah.
So I'm torn.
Y'all, Jada know better.
Jada
Smith is from Baltimore, Maryland. She went to elementary school with my daughter's mother.
Word.
There's literally a picture in the grandmother's house. You know them class pictures?
Yeah.
Well, there's literally a picture in there. They in the same class.
Right.
She know that camera shit and that snitch shit is not what?
Thanks.
Yo,
and
something you said.
One of her best friends was Tupac.
Yo, something you said last week still resonates like an echo, like somebody just hit a bell and there's anybody trying to suggest to our people that they should be out there committing crimes in front of cameras. Any reason, you are not helping us.
Not.
You cannot make
simply not. There's no argument I'm willing to accept.
Listen, you are not helping us.
We have all the evidence in the world
that y'all was just talking about a couple of years ago.
Right. Legitimately. Y'all remember George Floyd? Y'all remember that, right? Like, I don't understand. I'm confused.
This is what I meant by they were throwing out narratives that we need to survive.
Yeah, like
all for this incident.
I don't understand. It's clearly documented. Like what? Philando Castile. Like it. There is a history of things, ironically, caught on tape that tell you that we don't want to do anything to put ourselves
in a situation we have to deal with them boys. Deal with them boys.
So what? Yeah, okay, it's Will Smith. Fine. But we're not talking about just Will Smith.
No, we're not. Because the way the conversation was headed was that this is what was supposed. Everybody was supposed to do it like that, and I'm sitting there going, "You ever been locked up,
Bruh.
You ever gone to jail?
Hold up.
Seriously."
I'm not saying he should have done it. I'm just saying I understand why he did it, and I probably would have done the same thing. Whether that's right or wrong is certainly up for debate. No, it's not.
It's not for debate.
It was absolutely wrong. Whether you would be willing to do it is
right. That's
cool.
else.
Like, that's what's up for debate. It was absolutely wrong, and it was absolutely stupid. There's nothing. There's no benefits to that. Particularly, especially after she comes out and says, "Oh no, I don't need to be protected."
This is the thing.
What do you mean? I can stand up for myself.
People aren't factoring a lot of that part in because the
way all of that matters.
This is what they want to do. They want to say Jada's fragile,
right,
and she can't defend herself. So Will went up there and defended her. So now when Jada comes out this week and reports are saying, I didn't need him to do that.
It's funny.
You look crazy.
I don't see all those people that were going off about y'all need to protect y'all women. Will did blah, blah, blah. But I don't see them talking about this anymore after she said.
That's how it always is.
Oh, okay.
That's how it always is. Bro.
Energy sold separately. Like, what are we doing?
That's how it always is. Every time there's an event that takes place, and people have these super uber confident takes on it, and they turn out when more information gets added to it, a lot of them go quiet, they go dark.
Yeah.
And I've said before, like I've posted before on Facebook, that what needs to happen is they need to be dragged out into the light. Yeah. Because what happens is after they go completely batshit on something, and then it turns out not to be exactly what they thought it was. Right. They go dark and then pretend to be one of the normal folks again.
Here's the thing. And let me clarify for Ugna. When I say it's wrong, I'm not even talking about morally.
Me either.
I'm talking about a simple cost-benefit analysis.
Yeah.
Simple cost-benefit analysis. There was nothing to gain. And it's not a hypothetical. It happened. Yeah. We have seen the fallout. Will Smith has been banned from the Oscars for 10 fucking years.
10 years.
His wife now comes out and says he shouldn't have did that. That was unnecessary. He overreacted. I don't need to be protected. So now he comes out looking like that quote simp that people have been calling him for years.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now that narrative is exacerbated.
Oh, no, that shit is in concrete now. Like right now, you can't tell all these He-Man woman haters, these incels. You just gave them a rhetorical win.
Golden ticket.
Yeah, you gave them a rhetorical win. Because they will always point to this, and they will always say, you saw what happened to Will Smith.
Right.
And now we can't even really have a rational, reasonable debate with them without that obstacle.
Right. So you got all these idiots out here talking about, all right, well, y'all talk about protect black women. Why don't y'all protect us? So now, after Will Smith is getting demonized, his projects that are in production have been frozen. His academy situation is fucked up because he resigned so that they wouldn't kick him out.
Right.
And he's been banned from the Oscars for 10 years. And then Jada comes behind all that and says, no. You didn't need to do that for me. No, I didn't need that. It was an overreaction. You shouldn't have did that.
Before we started the show, we were talking about the difference between intelligence and wisdom. Intelligence and wisdom. There is a difference.
Definitely.
Now, when I was one of the nation of God's earth, 5%, the way we defined wisdom is the application of knowledge.
Right.
How you apply that knowledge to your life, your behavior, and your actions. Feel your feelings.
Absolutely. All day, every day.
All day, every day. Because if you don't, that can cause problems too.
That creates problems, yeah.
But always filter your actions through wisdom whenever you can.
Right.
What's up, Vermin?
What up, Vermin?
Whenever you can. There is a difference between intelligence and wisdom. Yeah. And what we're saying, and what a lot of people have been saying, It was not wise
No.
to do that.
There's no argument that you can make to the contrary.
No.
Because again, it's not a hypothetical.
Right.
We have the files.
We got the file. We kept the file. Yo,
Argument says it kind of sounds like a PR
that makes
piece
it worse,
her,
though.
that she says she didn't condone it based on her reaction to the situation, but maybe she
that makes
really
it worse.
feels that he shouldn't have done that. I'll concede that from a logical standpoint, yeah, it wasn't beneficial for Will to react that way. But when somebody directly insults your wife like that, we aren't always thinking most logically. That part is never in question.
You're not questioning that.
Yeah, we're not questioning that at all. That doesn't change the fact.
As a matter of fact, her only doing it for PR reasons makes it worse because this is her acknowledgement that this could hurt my career.
Yeah, right.
This is that acknowledgement.
Yeah, because the damage has already been done to Will's career.
Yes.
There's nothing that Jada could say to stop the things that have already happened to his career. Now, maybe if potentially, because again, it's a hypothetical, and it's hard to deal with hypotheticals when you have the facts, but maybe potentially if she would have come out that night and said something, not this.
Yeah.
Still not this.
Yeah.
But
Still not
this. Something. It could have potentially helped, but
she let it. You
want to do PR after the damage is done? Not PR is supposed to be done when the damage is on the horizon.
Yes.
When the inciting incident has happened already, and you want to get out, and that's why they call it get it out in front of the story,
right?
Because the inciting incident has happened. You want to be here.
Yeah.
You want to be right here.
Yeah.
Because the consequences trail.
Yeah.
You want to try to stave off the consequences, not coming out after the consequences have been
already been. Yeah.
And let me mind you, they ain't new to this.
Nah, they've been doing.
They have been famous their whole lives.
Yeah.
So there's no argument that I'm willing to accept that maybe she didn't realize. No. This wasn't. So actually, I am arguing your first point. This was not a PR move.
Yeah.
They know what the fuck PR is. Mm-hmm. They know what PR is supposed to do. They're not new to this.
But let's say they fucked up. Let's say they fucked up because emotions and all of this.
Yeah,
that still makes all of it look bad. Mm-hmm. It still looks bad. And to it, this adds. So when we discuss this micro and macro, right? So the micro would be their individual situation.
Yes.
But the macro would also be about other lessons we learn about how narratives in the system works. So the reason SPJ, it says the whole get out in front of it is because you don't want the narratives to cement. Once they cement, it's hard to break. You can't break out of that, right?
Robert Downey Jr. had to happen to be a part of the biggest franchise in the history of the world in order to rehabilitate his image.
Yes.
That's what it took.
That's how hard, once the narrative sets in, that's it. I want you all to now apply that. We know that this is an easy thing for y'all to see. Now apply that to a societal narrative.
Thanks, Cindy.
A societal narrative where a person or a group of people have been said to be a certain type of way. And it's been repeated. Nigga, this was just a week and a half.
Right.
Now imagine centuries.
Right.
when that cement is so thick and so hardened and so crazy at this point, there is not a whole lot you can do to break and chip that shit up so that people can get up from underneath of it.
Right.
If this happened in the space of a week and a half and certain things are already cemented, damage is already done. Now imagine centuries of
it's actually a perfect metaphor. Literally in 30 seconds and then transfer that to a week and a half.
Mm-hmm.
His next decade has been fucked up.
Yes.
In a way.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, dude.
And just as a principle, I must repeat again, somebody that comes from an impoverished, crime-ridden area who was once part of that subculture, I gotta tell you, doing anything.
Bro, we gotta keep addressing that. I don't understand. I don't. All right, so you know how I have this problem where I feel like if I'm capable of doing something, then other people should clearly be able to do. This one, I don't think I'm wrong about.
You're not wrong about that. You're not wrong, yo.
There's nothing you can't tell out unless you want to. Unless you relate to these bitch ass, crooked ass police officers, that's committing these atrocities
in front of.
Unless you relate to that,
right?
There is no evidence that doing bad shit on camera comes out beneficial for you.
No, it just don't, yo.
That is the only case. Like, I don't understand.
It don't. If you a civilian,
fuck being street.
If you a civilian,
no, fuck the street shit. In any context.
Yeah.
In any context. Yeah. What are we doing here? What have you've all been
relieved of their senses, yo? I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Like,
what is going on?
But you know why that is? It's like I said before. People have proxy arguments.
Sure,
absolutely. The events.
No, they disregard the logic of the actual event happening.
Yeah, because they have something stuck in their craw.
Yeah,
that they always want to talk about, but they don't have a chance to talk about it a lot.
Right.
So when the incident takes place, even if they got a Reed Richards stretch to pull that motherfucker towards them to make that point, they'll do that. And a lot of things that were said in contrary to that were very simple axioms.
Right.
Don't do dumb shit in front of cameras.
That's just
that's a very simple axiom.
Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not commit dirt in front of a camera.
Yeah, and I'm going to amend something that I said earlier, because it's not necessary, like you said before about the street shit. Yes, it would give you further context.
Yes.
If you ever been locked up.
Right.
How inconvenient that is.
Yeah.
It would give you further context.
Major undersell.
You shouldn't need
to
have been locked up.
That's what I'm saying.
To realize that you live in a society of laws where they depend on witnesses. All of you motherfuckers have watched a homicide, have watched a CSI. All of y'all didn't watch that. Y'all know. So even if you never was involved with no criminal behavior personally, you didn't watch enough pop culture to know that when you get jammed up for doing some shit, the first thing they're looking for is witnesses.
Listen, and again, I want to be clear on this. The police did not need Chris Rock to press charges.
Nope.
Because it was on camera, they only needed one person that was in the room.
Right.
Just one person that was in the room to validate what was on that video.
That's all.
That's all they needed, and their case would have been made.
Yeah.
So again,
and let me ask you this:
camera?
How many of y'all think that them people would be like, "Ain't nothing happened,
bruh"? You know,
we don't know what you're talking about. How many people? This Hollywood.
Yo. Fuck racial politics, right?
Right.
It could have just been a person who was jealous of Will's career.
Yeah.
Simply that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I saw what happened.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Chris made a joke because, he's up there doing his job. I don't understand why Will was so upset, but he got up and he walked on stage and he physically assaulted him.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it.
I couldn't believe it.
And I bit my tongue when it happened. So I'm
right. I need damages.
I need damages for that. No, look, Argument. I hear what you're saying about the convictions, bro. I hear what you're saying about it. But what I'm telling you is,
you're arguing the part of it that we're not arguing against.
Yeah, we're not arguing that.
We're not arguing against things happen. Yeah, shit happens. That don't make it. The point we're making is that don't make it right.
No,
you can try to justify anything.
You can. Yeah.
That does not make it right at the end of the day.
Yeah. Like, and again, these are operating. again, like I said before, these are cultural operating procedures that really should be universal in this culture, period.
Right. Yeah.
Right. But specifically, from my reference point, is from being from an impoverished neighborhood that's crime ridden.
Yeah.
Like doing things in front of just as a basic operating system.
Yeah.
That should be the first thing in your head. Like, you. But I'm gonna get you on my time. Because one of the things we used to also say, with my crew is, it's not revenge if you get made to pay for it. If somebody does something to you,
facts,
and you feel like I can't let that ride. I can't let it ride. And you go to get them back and get caught, and they make you pay for doing it.
Not even just they get a get back. Effectively, you got the worst end.
You got the worst end of it. Like you did not get revenge.
Yeah.
If you was made to pay for it and you got it worse than the person that you was trying to, it's not revenge. Yeah. It's not revenge.
And here's
revenge
the thing.
Is doing it and getting away with it.
That's it. So, Agma, Sandy, Marissa, Tim, you're in loving relationships.
Yeah.
Isn't a relationship supposed to be a partnership?
Yes. Absolutely.
So I would venture to say that this is funny. so I would venture to say that in any partnership, it doesn't always have to be the same person. Fabo. It doesn't always have to be the same person.
Yes.
But there has to be an adult in the room.
It has to be an adult in the room at all times, Joe. At all times.
At all times.
All times.
Either Will should have found a way to keep his composure, or Jada should have found a way to keep his composure.
Right. Right.
And again, I know he's his own man, blah, blah. Shut the fuck up. Because you can't use the argument that he was doing it because she was hurt. He needed to protect her. So she's not her own woman?
And again, I want to end this right. That thing right now too. That talking point. When you're in a relationship, it's y'all.
A long-term relationship?
Long-term, it's y'all. It ain't. What hurts me hurts her.
Facts.
What hurts her hurts me.
Facts.
Like all that. I can listen. I fear for people. Some of y'all relationships, when it hit a snag or there's some major event to take place.
Yeah.
Because if you're not thinking on those terms, if it hurts her, it hurts me.
Right.
It hurts me, it hurts her. If you're not thinking like that, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I'm really like, when some major disastrous shit take place, because life is life.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how you're gonna handle that if that's not the way it is. Like my wife has had to stop me from doing stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? And I thank her for it, because at the time I wasn't in my right mind.
That's the point.
And you look back on it and think about all the bad things that could have happened had I went with that. Our family could have been fucked up. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you're responsible for the progression of your family.
That's fact.
You are responsible for that shit. You are responsible, both of y'all. Both adults in that relationship are responsible for the progression of that family. And if one of y'all out here doing something crazy,
that is not true, Agma. He did that. He wasn't running or anything. He got up calmly.
That man had slippery Earls on.
Right. He wasn't trying to fall.
He wasn't trying to fall. You saw the way he didn't just run up there to that thing. No, he got up. She could have been like, honey.
Yeah.
No. Like, he ain't the Flash where he
like
she was moving.
I mean, if he was the Flash, Chris would have been dead.
Yeah, Chris would have been. Oh my, that smack would have been.
It would have reverberated across the cosmos.
Oh my good, yo, that 0 punch,
bro.
Woo, woo. Yo, Fab said, "Where was Will's Avenger when they had the red table talk? Jonah Lucas should have made it to the set."
Yo,
But again, I see, like I said, the Will Avengers are funny. The Will Avengers are funny.
Sis said, can I tell you how many times Danny has protected me from myself? Not because I was wrong,
right?
But because he can see more clearly than I could through my that is the point that I'm making.
Sis.
That is the point that I'm making.
Sis.
That is the exact point that I'm making.
This is adult. This is the adult game,
right?
And not to say that we all have emotional baggage. We all have triggers that set us off immediately. We all have that. And when you're alone, when you're by yourself, it can get dark for you because you're lost in that emotional thing. But when you have somebody, this is your life partner.
But wait, no. Again, any partnership.
That's true too.
I am somewhere with Fab,
that's true,
and I'm wilding out. Fab is not going to let. Fab's going to assess the situation.
Yep.
He's going to see what the cost benefit analysis is.
Yep.
If we can get away with it, he might let me. He might let me wild out.
Right.
But in the event that it would be harmful, he's not going to let me do anything crazy.
No, before the show, I was just talking about who my brother Marlon was to me, Dennis, Sean, Toyo, all of that. Marlon, street dude, born and bred. Marlon was out there getting money, right? From playing ghetto games.
Right.
Marlon was wiser than all of us. And there would be times when something would happen where me and Dennis are going off. We like, oh, okay, so this is what we doing? And Marlon finds out what we about to do for the situation that's at hand, and he would get this look on his face like, what the fuck are y'all doing?
Right.
We needed him. Facts. And at the time, he annoyed the fuck out of us because of that. Because I know the cloth that Marlon's cut from.
Right.
But I did not have the reference for why he did things the way he did things. So I'm putting two things together and saying they're the same when they're not. Yeah. I'm thinking, well, yo, you both that.
Hold up. I'm happy you just said that. You just conflated something. Ogma, stop conflating shit. I'm not saying the example with Fab was just about a partnership that you have. There needs to be an adult in the room at the same time. With Will and Jada specifically, they're married. Yeah. They are one. Yeah. As Boom said,
what I was talking
if something happens to one of them, it happens to both of them.
So
yes, if Will does something, Jada has some responsibility to it. Of course, Will is a man and he has autonomy. Yes. That's not the point that I'm making. It's not on Jada. That's the fuck it is.
That man was not moving like Quicksilver when he got up there.
No.
A simple thing of putting her hand on his arm, and if he'd have pulled away, then it's on him.
So I just want to make this clear. Anyone that has that type of thought about their partner and actions and all that other stuff, I hope for your sake, that your partner doesn't ascribe to the same thing.
Yeah, facts.
Because, all right, so prime example. Not even an example. If you go to do something as the man, and your wife, who is likely not as physically strong as you are,
right,
cannot stop you from doing that thing, I offer that you may need to go to anger management.
Agreed.
I offer that you may need to go to anger management.
Agreed.
Because if your wife, the person that you claim to love,
making a life
you are supposed cannot clear your mind, even if momentarily, long enough to make you actually think about what you're about to do. I think something deeper is going on with you.
Yeah, it's something going like if she says something about no, this is not how we no, not like this. Not like this.
Yeah. Okay.
She said if she says that and you don't stop for a second to consider what your wife just said to you, you might need some anger management.
You might need some help.
You might need to go get some help.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because y'all, the context is y'all have a life together. a life.
Yeah.
Y'all are entangled with each other. Her fate is your fate. Your fate is her fate. If she can't say nothing to you to pull your coat when you're about to do something disastrous, that's going to affect her, the kids, and anything else.
Then this is what I'm saying.
Anger management.
And this is one of the reasons why I use the word friend the way that I use the word friend. I do not allow people in my life to be that close to me that I can't consider their thought in this in this situation. If I'm enraged and Fab says to me, yo, it ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. There's no reason for you to do it. If that, given all the shit that me and Fab have gone through, the ups, the downs, the fights, the me saving him from things, the him saving me from things that we've gone through in this past 20 plus years, if that isn't enough for me to be like, shit, maybe he's right.
Maybe he's right. Right. Maybe he's right.
Maybe he's right. Then I don't. If you can't do that for me, if you can't make me feel that way, I don't need you in my life.
Yo,
not on that level.
Yo, what I say in that free verse where I use the Mac Miller Pete. I say some shit about how I'm out there wilding out and SPJ gets us out of the area and then he's wilding me out in the car for wilding out. Right. Yo, you brought all of this on. Yo, if you listen, and now that we talking about that, I think I may have been remiss. I have to thank all the people that did that for me. Because I see now that they played a huge role in why I'll be 53 this month.
Right. Facts.
And a lot of my friends are.
Right.
You know what I'm
saying? We adults, man. We grown.
Yeah.
You can society allows you to get okay, before I say this, let me explain. How we feel about a constant, how we feel about a fact does not fucking matter.
Yeah.
Whether a fact is morally right or a fact is morally wrong doesn't fucking matter. Right. It is a fact. For example, being black in America, you have to play a certain game. That is just how it works. Is it right? No. It's not fair. What the fuck? You think I want a fucking code switch?
Yeah, all of that time.
No.
You think
but that's how it's set up. That is how it's set up. So yeah, bro, we adults. Society deems it okay for children to lose control. Society deems it okay for people who have mental disabilities and all of that to lose control. If you are undiagnosed, you probably should go see about it, just in case, just to make sure. That's real shit, no joking. That's serious. Mental health, mental health is serious.
That's real shit.
But if you're not diagnosed and you are an adult, there is no excuse.
They're not going to give you a quarter.
No, you don't get leeway. This is real shit. Yes, Will Smith is rich, but that's one of the reasons why I said last week, don't let Will get you fucked up.
Don't let Will get you fucked up. Don't let Will think you can do what he did.
You're not Will Smith. You're not as famous. You're not as rich. You're not as loved.
Yeah.
It's just not that thing.
Will floated on a cushion of love for over 20 years. He floated on a cushion of love, yo. So when he fell, boom, he fell on the love, right? Like, trust me, we don't have that cushion. Nobody here in the chat, and the vast majority of people that will listen to this when it goes on Spotify have that cushion. Right. You don't. If you fuck up, they're going to make you eat that shit. They're going to make you eat every last crumb of it. And depending on how bad you fucked up, it's going to affect your life.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just that simple.
Ass. Allowed to smack people in front of them. No, you are absolutely allowed to.
Yes, you are.
But if you get caught, guess
you
what?
Not deal with the consequences. And doing it on camera guarantees that you'll get caught.
Yo, listen, I'm gonna say it like this. I ain't gonna never tell somebody that if you feel like they crossed that with you,
do
that. But don't cry to me afterwards that they should let you go. Because no, you factored it in, right? I'm gonna assume you factored it in.
Clearly.
I'm gonna assume you factored in, like, yo,
because
I'm about to get in trouble. Who doesn't?
You're aware
right now, and I know this, but there's a mouth over there that needs a smacking.
And if you feel that strongly about it,
do it.
No, that's funny because I was watching one of the videos from the Midnight Madness Fallout and all that stuff, and Surf was talking to Anwar, and he was talking about Twerk. He was like, basically, him and Twerk kind of got into it, because he left, and Surf was like, "What kind of friend would I be if I'm not the yes man friend?
Right?
I'm not like you're my dog, like you my man's. I'm going to tell you, all right, I'm not coming to do the battle. All right, well, this is what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen to your career. This is going to happen with the narrative. This is what's going to happen with our friendship. These things, because you fucking me over.
Exactly.
You might be mad at me, but you need to know this is what happens. This is what's going to go. These are the consequences for the actions that you're thinking about doing.
Facts.
And what happened?
His ass came back. And I knew they got into it because there's another video out there where you kind of see it before he actually get into the rapping part. She said, "Yo, nigga, this rap." You know what I'm saying? So that let me know that it was some tension going on right there. And it's like you said, man, like as your friend, I'm not gonna you gotta think I'm the one that is not emotionally invested in whatever happened. I'm the one that's seeing it clear, and I'm seeing the timeline. I'm literally seeing the entire timeline that you can't see. And I'm like, no, I'm not gonna let you do that. Right. And of course, there are caveats to all of this.
Yeah.
Because if you put your hands on SPJ, I'm gonna fuck you up. I don't care. If you put your hands on Ogma, I'm gonna fuck you up.
Right.
I don't care. Because now I'm emotionally invested.
That's the difference.
I'm emotionally invested in the pain, right?
Yeah.
So that's different. But if it's something outside of that, like, yo, no, this ain't the time.
Yeah.
This ain't the time.
Yeah, chill out.
No, I got you. I got you.
Right.
Not now. Not now. You know what I'm saying? And because I was coachable. I had other friends that weren't coachable. And for the time that I did, they did 2 and 3 times. You know what I'm saying? With the fucking time that I had to do, right? They did that because they weren't coachable. They weren't coachable.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like when you say something like, yo, this is not the move. No, don't do it like that. Fuck that. I'm blah, 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 blah. Yo. Crack out. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay. What's up, Joe? Okay.
Joe.
You done went and did that. And I tried to be that friend for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I tried to be that guy. You did it. So now you can't cry about the consequences. Like, this is.
Nah.
I saw the timeline. I am a type 4 being on the Carter scale. I see the entire timeline, and I'm telling you, this ain't gonna work out in your favor. My brother Marlon used to also say too, you're not always going to be able to right every wrong that's done.
No, you gotta pick your battles.
He used to say, all of us at some time or another, possibly multiple times, are going to have to eat a shit sandwich. The trick is to season the shit sandwich to your taste as much as possible. You're not going to be able to right every fucking, because trust me, the only way for me to right every wrong that I feel has been done to me,
bro,
you know what I'm saying, is for me to become
scorched earth.
It's a school, right? So that's not, you got to come to grips with that. The older you get, that's part of the wisdom part of it.
Yeah,
coming to grips with the fact that I am not going to be able to write. There are people right now that I wish I had the time stone to be able to go back and do this,
right,
and smack all dog shit out of them. Yo, the reality is that shit happened. It's done. It's over. I wasn't in the position to be able to make that right at the time. You gotta fucking live with it.
You're not gonna catch every mouse.
Yo, shout out to my brother Tash. Tash died last month. Tash saved me from possibly getting killed, having my family fucked with, and all of that. One night, him and I was walking up Hilton Street. A red car pulls up. SK out the window. You run them pockets. I recognize who the two dudes are, and I'm wilding. I'm revving up the wild.
Right.
Tash, who was capable of great violence. Tash capable of great violence. He chilled the fuck out, went in his pockets, handed the nigga what the nigga asked for. These two guys, without saying their names, these two guys were actually being chased by bounty hunters. That's the type of dudes these were. These were not dudes to play with by any means, right?
Yeah.
I was so pissed that the whole way back home, I'm like, I'm gonna get my gun and I'm gonna come back out here and this, that, the didn't. And that whole way back to my house, Tash was wringing my brain out to get that thought out of my head. Like, yo, listen, I get it. I didn't like that shit either, but you know who these guys are. And you don't have enough.
Right.
You don't have enough powder. You don't have enough powder to do what you think you want to do right now, and it's going to cost you when you can't succeed.
Mm-hmm.
You can't succeed. It's either going to kill you, then they're going to go after your people, and they don't. This is not. Yeah, it ain't worth it. It's not worth it. So I gotta think this conversation. I ain't be thinking about that exactly. I gotta thank Tash. Like I said, my man passed away last month. I gotta thank Tash for that because I could have ruined everything.
Yeah,
I could have ruined everything. Yeah. And y'all wouldn't have known me now. Chances are y'all wouldn't have known me now.
Facts. Like words have meanings. For idioms are idioms for a reason. They don't necessarily apply to every situation, but cooler heads prevail. Yeah. The reason that you use the word prevail is a victorious statement. Yeah. The reason you use the word prevail is because it's the wiser. It's the wiser of the situations. Yeah. Like I don't. Again, we whole adults out here, man. Yeah. You can say whatever you want about your feelings in the moment. Not cool. That's cool.
Grown up. Right?
Cool story, bro. Like everybody has feelings.
Not gonna hold your hand,
bruh. Everybody has feelings in the moment.
Yeah. Society ain't gonna hold your
fuck is that? If you can't be talked down by someone you trust your life with, you have deeper issues that you need to get figured out. Yep. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. It's just that simple.
Right. Sometimes, like I said, man, like they're being made to pay right now. That shit gonna cost his, maybe not his current earnings, but his future earnings,
right?
Because of that shit. And it's not, and again, in his case, he has a cushion of money to fall on.
Yeah, he's good.
He's good, but just as a rule,
but not as good as he could have been.
Not as good as he could have been, but as a rule, this is not something that the average person should be advising to the average person, because it's not going to work out for you that same
at all.
It's not going to work out.
If we're not talking about a situation with cameras around, do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Do what you got to do. Yeah. I've not once stated that Will shouldn't have slapped Chris Rock. Full stop.
What you want to do?
I've never stated that. I stated that, number one, these are the facts of how I feel. Everyone in the situation was wrong.
Right.
And there is no situation where committing violence in public on camera is the answer.
It's not the answer.
It's not the answer.
I don't know how many different ways. Like I said, I'm sitting there thinking about that food in that place. I'm sitting there thinking about how I can't go to couldn't go to take a shower, do all this stuff. I'm sitting there thinking about that shit right now, and I'm thinking about all the people that I saw rallying for that outcome who never been. And I say to myself,
right.
I say to myself,
all right. So Joe says, I said that Smith shouldn't have done it, but the punishment is over the top. Here's my thing. I got to keep the same energy.
Yeah.
I don't feel that Chris Rock making a joke, forget their names, right? Forget who they are. I don't feel like if I'm joking on someone and their peoples take offense, that it's over the top for them to react to me how they feel they need to react to me.
Once you done did it, it's not.
You can't tell somebody how to right. So I got to keep the same energy with the academy.
And this is the other thing about that too. That's only a serious punishment if you truly, truly value
right.
the academy.
Let's be real.
Let's be real.
Who the fuck cares about if you can attend the Oscars? He's
right.
He's not banned from receiving awards or being nominated.
He didn't get fined any
money. He didn't get fined.
Yeah,
they didn't take his current Oscar. He just can't be at the ceremony. That's not a harsh punishment.
Yeah, to be honest, if we really
for physically assaulting someone.
He didn't lose any money. He didn't spend the night in jail.
Right.
And again, like I said, maybe it's just me, but I don't value the academy like that. That's not a big deal.
It's a love tap that saves face for the academy.
That's what
it is.
Because
you want to talk about a PR move? That's a PR move.
Because think about it, 10 years, right? 10 years. That's the only part of this that people are hearing.
Yeah.
And I think they're conflating it with 10 years in jail. No. This is 10
years of not going to a party. No, let's be real. 10 years of not going to a party. You can't go to this party for 10 years because you can't go to any of the academy.
You would have to be like, for me, and again, like I said, I can attempt to see from other people's point of view, but at the end of the day, my reference would be my reference. That's going to the. Yeah, I still got my.
He's not at the. He's not. This would be more. This would be more of a punishment if he wasn't already Will Smith.
Yeah,
hadn't already won a fucking Oscar.
That's it.
If this was a situation, because legitimately, yes, 100% factual. Being at that party raises your stock.
It raises your stock. It raises
Getting
your money.
an award from that organization raises your stock.
Because yesterday's price is not today's price.
But
right,
he already done those things.
And Marissa probably right. It probably don't even be 10 years for real. Like
that's true too.
Probably don't even be 10 years.
It probably will not be. It probably will not actually be 10 years.
I'm gonna tell you something about society. Motherfuckers got the memory of goldfish,
bruh. Like, and here's the thing. The other part of that is nobody's going to remember the joke.
They're really not. They're really not.
Nobody's going to remember.
They're really not.
They're going to remember the slap until they forget that.
Yeah. And then they'll remember it when it's brought up.
Right. Oh, yeah, Will Smith did come on stage. Yeah. What was the joke about? Some type of military thing? Yeah.
Jonathan says one of Chris Rock's brothers seemed to be holding a grudge about it.
Listen.
If that's the right word.
I can't tell that man how to react.
That's
his little brother.
I'm gonna say this again for those in cheap seats. I lost my brother.
Wait, is Tony older or younger?
I don't know if Tony's older or not. He looks younger, to be honest.
He does look younger.
I lost my brother 2 years ago. When my brother was alive, slap my brother. See how I'm gonna feel about it. Go ahead.
Right.
See how I'm gonna feel. No, I ain't even got to take it back there. Slap SPJ and see how I'm gonna feel about it.
Right.
See, if he don't kill you out there, if he don't kill your ass out there, like, just see how I'm gonna feel about it.
I'm not mad at how Tony react.
That's a brother's reaction, yo.
At all.
Tony's
younger. Okay. So you smack my big bro?
Nah, we not doing
in a situation where you knew he couldn't do nothing about it?
Yeah, we not doing that. I'm gonna be mad.
Because he's a businessman, he's gonna be professional.
He can't say the things I'm
all right. Right. Exactly. So I
ain't mad.
For a lot of these comedians out there, I think that they're going too far.
They
I don't think there's anything Sure.
They
I don't think there's anything Tony can say or do that would be too far. Again, with the caveat of you do not do anything fishy in public on camera.
Don't do it.
As long as it's just jokes, he can do that all day.
He can say that all day.
As far as getting physical, again, make sure them cameras ain't around.
Yeah.
Then I'm fine with it.
Yeah. Like I'm just saying this is not a thing that I thought at 52 that I would have to argue with anybody.
Bruh, mind you, Will's in his 50s. Chris Rock is damn near 60.
Yeah, Chris Rock is damn near 60. Yeah.
No, 50 and 60-year-old men should not be walking around engaging in fisticuffs on camera.
No, it's so funny because I think what happens with celebrities we see them forever young.
We
keep them.
We immortalize them in a way.
We really do. But these are to call them grown ass men
is an understatement.
Right? That's an understatement. When you 35, you a grown ass man.
Right.
You talking 50, it's almost
53 60. And 50, 57 or 58.
Grown ass men.
Hey, grown ass men.
Know what you ain't never seen even? Show me where you have ever seen owners of football teams. Up there swinging on each other because once you don't see that, you don't see it. You don't see it.
Absolutely
you don't see it. Like the type of money these two dudes are working with,
the
amount of people that they actually feed, through their organizations and just them. What's that shit Jay-Z said? I'm not a businessman. I'm a business man. That same shit can be applied to Chris Rock and Will Smith. They are businesses, and you don't see CEOs up there doing that. Slappy zaddies.
No.
Yo, I'm done.
Funny. That's funny. That's one of the most poignant things that this version of Kanye has ever said. He said, "When you are doing the type of things that I do, you're not an artist. You're a CEO.
That's a fact.
You should be having. There should not." I hate to say this because of the implications in general, but I'm happy to see a Black person be able to say this. There should be very little that you do.
Right.
There should be very little that you actually do.
That's a fact.
You actually do? Sure. Do the things, those direct things that got you where you are? Yeah, still do those.
Yeah.
Still do those. Yeah. But some of the indirect things, the stuff like the whole Dre comparison, the thing where like, oh, Dre's not a real producer. Who the fuck? What?
What makes you?
What are you?
That at his level,
he don't need to.
You think he really digging in them crates like that?
No, not now.
And why would you expect him to?
You shouldn't at this point because he gets to feed more people. You're a CEO. What a CEO's job is supposed to be is to make sure that from the top down.
Right.
Prospers.
Right.
That's what a CEO is supposed to do.
Right.
So I mean,
and even listen, back in the day when I was giving out advice to young artists.
I hate you so much.
Back in the day, man, fuck them niggas.
You made me change my verse.
back when I was giving out advice to young artists and shit, I have often remarked that artists are not always the best people to be handling administrative duties for their career.
Facts.
They're not. So if you have a situation where there is someone who believes in what you're doing, this is something they specialize in, or this is someone you've hired to do this, you let them lead on that shit. You let them lead on the administrative shit. And you just operate with full transparency so that this is not a case where they're doing things in your name that you have not co-signed, right?
Yeah.
But it makes sense. You are an artist. Like, you should be focusing on the art. Now, true, as indies, we don't always have the budget. We don't always have the capability to be able to have somebody do that shit for you. But in these rare cases where that's a thing, where you actually have access to somebody like my wife or Marissa, somebody that. that's willing to do that for you,
you're doing yourself a disservice to not
allow them to do what you should not necessarily be focused on having to do.
Facts.
You know, and time after time, I've seen it cost people.
Yeah.
I've seen it cost people, even if they don't see that it cost them themselves. Because some people are completely oblivious to the timeline.
Yeah.
To consequences, right?
Yeah.
To the decision you made and the outcome of that decision. There is an actual timeline, right? Some people are oblivious to that. So when they made that decision here on the timeline, and now we're here, I'm getting the camera. Now we're here on the timeline. They can't see how they got there.
Mm-hmm.
And I often look at like, see, this is why you failed.
Yeah. If you're like that, you need somebody around you who's not.
Somebody around you who's not. That's why you fail, because you can't see that these decisions is what got you right where you are artistically, financially, and engagement wise with a fan base. That's why you're there now, because you, unlike so many others, did have an opportunity to have somebody to take care of that part of it for you. And instead you stepped on their decisions every fucking time. You made them feel like that they weren't worthy. You made them feel like that their expertise didn't matter. So they eventually, being human, got fed up with your bullshit and said, I'm not fucking with you. And then you continued, that same brain that was making those harebrained ass fucking decisions in the first place, continue to make those decisions, and you ended up right there. That's why you're right here.
Yep.
And until you figure that out, you're gonna always be, what's that shit in Supernatural, when Sam was possessed by the devil and the shit, they went into the future and he showed Dean the outcome of what's going to happen. He told Dean, you are always going to end up right here in this place. No matter what you do, no matter what details you alter, you will always remain here. You will always be this, because you'll always be you. And you're not going to listen to anybody tell you any fucking thing. And it's going to cost you. Yeah. It's going to cost you. What did it cost you?
Everything.
Everything.
These goddamn tangents. You're weak.
Yeah. Yeah. So my week, and that was a long extended tangent of that week, because that's one of the things that I had noticed.
Yeah.
Also, I've been writing a lot of fiction this week, and consuming a lot. You know what I discovered that's funny to show how things, Dwayne Haskins died this morning.
Damn it.
Wow.
What happened?
Wow. That's crazy. That's crazy. God damn, it's been one of them years already. It's just April and shit.
Right.
But yeah, like I said, I noticed that he got hit by a car.
Damn it.
That's crazy, yo. That's crazy.
He was 24.
That's crazy.
A professional athlete.
Yeah, yo.
God.
Yeah. That's crazy. That's crazy. But one thing I know about myself, rest in peace to Dwayne.
Absolutely.
One thing I know about myself is when I used to go take these walks, I would typically have beats playing in my headphones. Even if I'm not specifically writing for anything, I had the beats playing because I come up with bars like that, like, you know, and concepts and ideas and all that. You know what I've been doing a lot lately? It hasn't really been that. What's been in my headphones is lectures about world building plots, creating characters, shit like that. And I really just thought about it the other day. I'm like, damn, I haven't listened to music while I'm walking in a long ass time. And that's how I know that I am super consumed in that space right there.
Right.
And what I'm hoping is that it will improve my writing in that lane, but really in both, because
absolutely,
storytelling is a thing
mm-hmm.
in music. You know what I'm saying? And I've dabbled from time to time into that with my music, but it would be dope to be able to take a lot of those skills acquired and hints and things that these writers are telling me when they do these lectures, and apply that to bars. You know what I'm saying? And right now it's being applied mostly to world building, creating characters, and I'm seeing things that the story might be missing. Things that add explanatory power to the story. You know what I'm saying? That gives it weight, and also they're vehicles to get you from point A to point B with a lot of shit. Like I have created quite a few characters just in the last 3 days because they were necessary for the story. They were absolutely necessary for the story.
Right.
And when I first started writing fiction seriously, I focused mainly on the major characters. And as I did that, I realized, oh damn, no, he needs they need people to actually interact with it. They can't just be them. So then these people have to be, in order for this to feel realish, these people have to have weight in space and time. So they need motivation. They need what's the proper word I'm looking for? They need to feel substantial. Like they actually have effect on the world that I've created. I can't just put, in all cases, you can do it for some, not for all, but you can't just put some paper thin ass character somewhere in an important role, because especially in comic books, being an ongoing saga, you don't know what you might need that character for again.
Mm-hmm.
You might literally need that character again for a plot device. You might literally need him. His motivations might lead you towards another story. Because that's one thing that I've seen from doing this is that, at least in the comic book genre, I can't speak for other ones, but in the comic book genre, the things you create things on their own. They create lanes all on their own. You know what I'm saying? Oh, damn, and I can do this. Now that here's the thing, I can actually use them for this and for that. No. So I did a lot of that this week. And of course, also, like I mentioned earlier, there was plans for someone to come over here and fix the cooling unit on Sunday, and they popped up in here today. And that is a common occurrence since we've been living here, and that blows. All right. That's I think the major annoyance I've had this week, other than that long ass tangent we just went on. That's a major annoyance.
That was the tangent to end all tangents, my guy.
It was. and also, like I've been fairly disappointed with spring so far. I ain't gonna hold you.
All right.
I wanted. Look,
I don't necessarily agree.
You haven't been disappointed?
Hold up.
Do you disagree that I've been disappointed?
No, clearly not.
I mean, yeah.
The one thing that really pissed me off was that 3 days of rain.
Yeah.
Outside of that,
it's been feeling. Know what it is, y'all? The older I get, I really believe that my temperature tolerance to what I used to think was nice, doesn't feel nice to me anymore.
Past that could be it.
50 and 55 don't feel nice to me anymore. They don't. I need 60 and up. I need 60 and up. When I go out there, especially if it's a lot of moisture in the air because it just rained or the wind is blowing, 50 and 55 don't be feeling nice to me. Like, man, I'm ready for the 60, 65, 70, 75 type shit. I'm ready for that. So I was a little disappointed. And also, I had pictures. Cindy said 67 down there now. It is currently here I don't trust the thing on my phone. I mean, on my computer.
Right.
It is 52 degrees here currently now. But I think that's what it is, yo. I think 50 and 55 ain't doing it for me. It's just not. And when the wind is blowing, that shit don't be feeling like 50 any goddamn way. You know what I'm saying? It just don't. And I looked at some pictures from this same time last year.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, the bloom in the picture, like, yeah, the bloom. I look at that tree, the tree out my front, and the tree out back. They don't look nothing like they looked the same time last year. They don't. So it's kind of whack. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of whack. Also, this week, my brother had a birthday this week. Mm-hmm. So it gave me time to think about a lot of shit on his birthday. I talked a lot of like our experiences that we had together and all of that shit. And I think I'm at the place now, not consistently, but at the place now where I'm remembering more good stuff.
Yeah.
Than the fuck shit. And also, final thing, today is my daughter's birthday.
Yeah. Don DeMarco.
So I am currently the father of a 25-year-old.
Hey.
Yeah. So I'm gonna take this opportunity to wish Siobhan, aka Chaos, happy birthday.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's kind of my week.
All right. Let me see. All right, I guess I had the Jada thing on mine as well. So we clearly talked about that. Mm-hmm. I guess the only way I could possibly start to talk about my week is
ass.
Y'all see the title?
I said,
yeah. All right. So, my boss is back.
Boy.
My boss is back.
My boss is back, and it's gonna be trouble.
Returned. So it's funny how, upon her return, a bunch of things that were bothering me somehow coincidentally stopped. It's interesting how that works.
Interesting.
Yeah. So that program, the application online thing that I've been working on, the guy from the other company that's heading this is terrible.
Right.
So we had an issue with the addresses for one of the locations, and the issue was that they were all over the place. There was no discernible order to them. So I hit him up, and he's like, "Oh yeah, that's because I just put them up there how y'all sent them to me." All right. In general, I would understand why you would do that.
Right.
But specifically, you didn't happen to look at the list at all.
Right.
If you look at that list, you can tell that something's off about it.
Right.
So I'm like, all right, first of all, so you don't know how to sort an Excel spreadsheet. Okay. Not everybody does, sure, but you're in control of this.
Yeah,
like you should know how to sort an Excel
spreadsheet. You know how to do that
because that's what you asked us to send you to give you.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, so you should know how to sort. Okay, so he doesn't know how to do that. Also, so we going back and forth. You're like blah blah blah. So I got the original one. I sorted it. I sent it back to him, and that particular location has 2 properties out of that one rental office. So he's like, well, after I sent him the sorted list, he's like, well, it has 2 properties. Should y'all have, mind you, I sent him the list of addresses for one of the properties and the list of addresses for the other property, 2 files.
Right. He's
like, all right, since they on the application together, shouldn't they be on the same? Sir.
Yeah.
Sir, you don't know you don't know how to copy data from one and just paste it into the other. You don't know how to.
How old is he?
He's at least 45.
He should know how to do that.
I agree.
He should know how to do that.
So after taking a minute to
facepalm, you're sent
curse
to a coma.
Jonathan, that wasn't even necessary. He could have put him on the same tab. He could have put him on the same. It would have been fine. There was nothing special there was nothing out of the ordinary that he had to do. Literally a copy and paste job. Literally a copy. So before I did that, I made sure to express my frustrations to the people in the room. Thank you, Big Mike. That's it. That's it.
That's a
Control
fact,
C and Control V are your friend. But
I just learned Control V in September 2021.
Hey, that's cool.
I just learned that. But,
that's cool. But you still knew how to paste. You just didn't know the shortcut.
I didn't know the shortcut. No, I knew.
Right. But you still knew how to paste.
Yeah.
That's the point. Yeah. So, all right, cool. So before I explained to him, I conferred with my cohorts. The other people that happened to be in the room that were working on this with me, except for the one vice president, because I don't know where she was, but the rest, the other 2 were in the room with me at the time.
Right.
So I'm like, I will be glad when this is either finished or we move on from him.
Right.
And my boss is like, wow, what happened? So I explained to her, and she's like, what the fuck is wrong with him? I'm like, I can't answer that question for you. I don't know. But my supervisor, who's not my supervisor, was in the room as well. And she was like, doing what we do, we sometimes had to come to grips with the fact that they aren't us and they don't know, I said, yeah, but he's a dumbass.
Right.
She said, yes, he is. So I sent him the one file, which again, all I did was copy, paste. And the other part of that email was I had asked him to do masking on the social security number field.
Right.
Because where the people at the 2 locations that we have it so far are sitting, they're sitting with facing the wall with their back to the open space. So if I'm on that page and I put my social security number in and I'm doing the rest of that page, anybody can walk up behind me and see my social security number, my name, it's a couple identifying pieces of information on that particular page. They can walk up on them and see all of that without me even knowing, because my face is away from them.
Right.
I'm like, no, that's not acceptable. We need to mask that. I said this to him in person. Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing about this particular person. He will literally forget anything asked of him through any form of communication that is not email.
Wow.
Wait.
Hold up. You said any form of communication.
Wait. There's more. He can literally not understand anything asked of him through email. Let me repeat that for the people in the back. He will literally forget anything asked of him through any form of communication that is not email.
Right.
He also can literally not understand anything asked of him through email.
So basically, you can't win,
bruh.
and
So
you can't break even.
even if I explained it to him through non-email means,
You mean
and
like
he clearly understands it. No, speech, in person speech.
Morse code, maybe.
No, even if you explain it to him through non-email means, and he clearly understands it, because he'll forget it. Mm-hmm. When you bring it back up in email, he won't understand it. That's exactly what happened. I said to him exactly what I just said to y'all about this social security number and masking it because privacy and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
He says, yeah, okay, I understand. It didn't happen. This was almost a month ago when I said it to him the first time. It didn't happen. Then on this email that we sent him about the addresses, I also sent him, hey, what's up with the email, the social security number masking? I see that on the very first page where you enter your social security number, it's masked. Mm-hmm. That's great. But the actual application where you enter your social security number, not masked at all. We need that masked. His response to that request was, okay, the social security number is masked. Mike is funny as fuck. He said the social security number on the printout after the person has finished their application is masked. Are you saying you want it to be masked on the application? Sir, that's literally what the request says. Where's the confusion? I'm
gonna tell you something.
Please enlighten me.
Last week,
mm-hmm.
when I plainly stated that if I fell into a bunch of money, there's no way
I think he had to restart his camera. How do you get into the process of saying something that is supposed to be either a joke or extremely profound and then just dip out?
No, that was some other shit. I don't know what was happening with the board or not or whatever, but that just But as I was saying, I specifically stated that if I ran into a bunch of money just lands in my lap, you would not be going back.
Something is wrong with your audio.
Why? What does it sound like now?
It's better now.
Better? Yeah, I see some shit going on. You know, I usually use my Sony.
Right.
Yo, Marissa's ass. No, I told you would not be going back to work.
I hear you.
One of the ways I now realize that I could keep you from going back is to use that unthinkable amount of money to stage events like this.
Yo, that's funny.
Every day.
That's funny. That is hilarious, actually. So there was another piece of another request that we'd asked of him that he hadn't fulfilled. Haven't even given us a satisfactory response to yet. This was something that my boss had asked him over a month ago, and then again about a month ago, and he gave us some response basically saying, I have to find out. And then we heard nothing. So I asked him about that too. And he responded when I said that she saw it before I did. She unleashed brimstone upon his head.
She cried havoc and set loose the gods of the dogs. Is that what she did?
It was a thing of beauty. I didn't even.
Was you in the vicinity?
Oh yeah. So because what happened is because of all these issues that I've had with him, and mainly because of the issues that I've had with him.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I send him correspondence, I CC my boss, I CC my the person working with me on it, and I CC the other vice president that's working with us on it. So when he responded to me, she saw his response through email, and immediately, and I'm like, oh shit! I make sure I don't get hit by a stray. Like,
let me ask you this: when your boss that's not your boss came back, was it almost reminiscent?
No. My boss, my supervisor, not my supervisor wasn't. Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
When they came back, was it reminiscent of that portal scene in Endgame?
No. It was more like 300. Like there were trumpets. Somehow there were trumpets like in the background blaring.
Wow!
All rejoice, all hail! Like there was a town crier and every. Anyway.
So it was like that. One of the early scenes in the first Thor movie where he was supposed to be getting the throne that day, and he's walking down and everybody's standing around. Yeah. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Wow. All right. So, like I said, that was one instance that I
hold up. Joe said, tell him. He says, first says, I have an intern like this. He's actually fine once he gets it, but he's not good at inferring what to do even when it's explicit. Tell him, get the disc marked X. He'll still text me with a picture of the disc that's marked, that's labeled exactly what I told him. Wow. Yo,
sis, facts. He's not even proficient at cover your ass.
Yeah, that's
he hit
bad.
Reply all.
Because
here's the thing. Yes, I would have told her what he said, but he even eliminated that need.
Yeah.
Because he hit reply all. But anyway.
Oh yeah, I would pay these people crazy.
Anyway, so yeah, so that was one thing that annoyed me this week, and how her being back affected that. Okay. Next, we have a bunch of fucking children working with us for our company. Bunch of children. Like, it's ridiculous. Oftentimes, when they see that someone else gets a new piece of equipment, immediately they ask for it. Oh, this time it was monitors. The first one was there was a person
for a specific reason.
There was a person at a place at one of the locations that he was kind of new to that location. He needed a computer. So we brought him out a computer. When I bring out a computer, it's a new computer. And with a new computer, more than likely comes a new monitor.
Right.
So I set him up. He all good. Couple weeks pass. I don't hear anything. Well, this one particular time, he was out. So this other guy went to his office and used his computer. Next time I see this guy, hey man, such and such got that's a nice screen. That's a real nice monitor that he got. I wonder if I can get one of those. No, you cannot get another monitor unless something is wrong with your monitor. Yeah, but such is real nice, blah, blah, blah. The monitor I got is real small and blah, blah. Is there something wrong with the monitor?
Yeah, it's too small. What is wrong with you?
Now, mind you, it was definitely smaller than the new monitor. Absolutely.
That man over there with a CRT and your ass.
Nah, we got rid of those. I made sure that we got rid of those. That was a struggle years ago.
Listen, you can't be IT and then have a bunch of CRTs, and that's embarrassing on your behalf. And I would definitely jump to some people's like, nah, y'all gotta kick out some.
Yeah. No, I had to hear that shit for the first like 3 years that I was down there. But then I finally was able to get rid of them. But anyway, so this went on for a couple of weeks. Every time he saw me, hey man, can I? Is something wrong? Is something wrong with your man? Is something wrong with your monitor?
Oh yeah,
it's small. Yeah, but is something wrong? Is it not working? No, work. Okay.
It's not working for me. It's too small.
Right. So again, my boss goes out, knee surgery. And people start acting up.
Of course.
He hits. Now, this part isn't his fault. This part isn't a factor of my boss being off. That's funny. That's funny. This part isn't a factor of my boss being out. Right. This is what the field does. Mm-hmm. A lot of people in the field think that because this person is the boss of them,
that they're the boss of you.
That they are that they are the boss of the company. Like that, they think that the person who is in charge of the field, they think that the hierarchy goes the president of the company, then this person, then other people.
Why don't they understand that's not how that works?
Because they don't work downtown, so it's not present to them that we have. I don't know the exact number off the top of my head, but we have 7 vice presidents. Like that doesn't register to them. They don't understand that none of the vice presidents are not necessarily above any of the other vice presidents. They're all vice presidents. They have their particular fields that they are in charge of.
Know that though, because that's
I agree
in business. That's
I agree they should know that.
Something's wrong with them.
No, they don't. Most of the field does not know that.
That's
so what he does, he goes to his vice president, and so he comes back to me and he's like, yeah, I talked to such and such. And I told him, because I kept telling him, you need to have a reason. You need to have a reason. You need to have a reason. Because I'm cool with him. This isn't one of the people I'm not cool with.
Right.
But I'm telling you, we're not just going to give you a new that's not how this works. Yeah. You need to have a reason. You need to have a reason. So he came up with a reason. He's like, yeah, I talked such and such. And I told him that it was hurting my eyes to keep working on this monitor.
It is, Joe. Look,
and that's it.
Joe said, I'd say my eyesight isn't good and I can't see the screen.
So he was like, yeah. He was like, he already approved it. I said, sir, that's not how this works. I'm just telling you what he said. I hear you. But again, that's not how this works. He's not in charge of
He thought
monitors.
He was going to throw the name out there because the vice president, you who are decidedly not a vice president,
correct,
was going to just go, oh shit.
Oh, they do that a lot.
Let me go.
Not just with me either. They do that often. Oh, such and such said. Such and such said, name dropping and shit.
This reminds me of when I was a supervisor for the Phillips Seafood Warehouse, where some supervisor that does something else that has his own staff,
right,
would tell one of my people to do some shit, or rather their worker will say to my supervisor, we need such and such, and they expect my worker to do it. No, my worker doesn't work for him.
Facts.
My worker works for me. And
Facts.
I'm the last say. And then
exactly. You broke it.
It's ass. But I'm the last say before you get to Calvin.
Right.
It won't happen. And that ain't happening.
Right. And that's how I handle my shit. Again, yo, I'm telling you, treating your employees well goes a long way. That is why I'm glad to handle things that way. Oh, such. I gotta talk to my boss.
Yeah, facts.
No, I gotta talk to her.
I gotta clear it with
her. She ain't told me I had to do this yet. So you hold tight. I'm not saying it won't happen, but I gotta. So when he says such and such said they already approved it, I said they don't approve this type of thing.
They gotta approve. Yeah, they gotta approve.
Mind you. So I get downtown the next day and I have an email from said vice president. And the email says, the email ain't on I approved. No, the email is on some, hey, James, such and such needs, monitor, they say that the eyesight, blah, blah, blah. Is there any way we can take it? Yes, we can. Because that's how this works. Yeah. I know that my boss isn't here.
Right.
I'm going to respond to your email. I'm going to look at your email. They holler at my supervisor. It's not my supervisor. Hey, such and such, blah, 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 such and such. We laugh and talk shit because we know what it really is.
Right.
Amongst the two of us, we laughing and talking shit.
Of course.
They children. He saw somebody else with a shiny new thing, and he wanted a shiny new thing. So
no, but
it
you're
was
not.
like,
What you're not going to do is act like that's not the exact same thing I would have done.
No, listen.
I'm gonna sit here. Listen, if I see somebody,
I understand. I understand it. That doesn't make it any better.
No, it doesn't. But what I'm saying is, you remember that scene in Grand Theft Auto when Franklin got the Employee of the Month thing, and his homeboy was like, "What we talking about for me? Right. No, fuck that. Right. Give me like big dog, big nuts."
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I think we all have a version of that.
I think we all do.
You got a camera. What did I do?
Facts.
So we all have a version of that.
Facts.
But the way I do it is with my own resources.
I mean, you want to be nitpicky about
it. I'm just saying. The way I do it is with my own resources. Yes, I see. Oh, Tim got a new PC. Oh no, I gotta get a new computer. But again, that's my resource. I did that with my resources. I didn't say to somebody else like, "Oh, he got this. Why can't I?" No.
So wait a minute. So when he first asked you about it, did he go, "That sure is a decent ass
That's effectively, yeah,
pretty good.
That show is a nice monitor that you done gave such and such. I wonder if you'd be merciful enough to go ahead and slide one of those my way.
That'd be nice. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. I know you got extra one in there somewhere.
Yeah, basically that's how he approached me initially. So, like I said, I talked to my supervisor, just to give a heads up on the situation.
But this how you heard it. Wow.
Right.
You got it.
Right. So I let her know what was going on. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and give him, but we're not giving him a new monitor because I was replacing somebody else's computer already. The new computers that we have, because we when we started stepping into the 20th century,
into the 20th century, yeah,
technology-wise.
Y'all was still in 1995. It's cool,
bro. And for a long time, no. I'm not talking about date. I'm talking about the date was probably 2012.
Oh, that sucks. That's ass.
Yeah, that's when we started stepping into the 21st century. But anyway, the point is, so a lot of our monitors, a lot of the stock computers still come with VGA ports.
Yeah.
So that's what
how many VGA cords I have?
So that's what we were going with. But now the computers that we've started to buy don't have VGA ports.
Right.
Or there's a thing called DV.
Or DV. Yep. Or
DV. Yeah. So this latest batch of computers that we have doesn't have VGA cords. So and all of our monitors don't have HDMI. Not all of them. Most of them.
That's a little weird. But not really.
It is what it is.
I don't switch over transition phase of the technology. So you're still find those.
Some of them still have VGA, but some of them don't have VGA. Right. So it's the whole thing. So I'm like, all right, cool. What I'm gonna do is I need to replace this person's computer. The newer computers don't have VGA. So all right, cool. What I'm going to do is that's funny, Jonathan, because hold on, you're burying the lead. So what ended up, I told the vice president that I was going to go ahead and take care of that for him. So again, I was going to take the person who was getting a computer, I was going to give them a new monitor because again, they had to have a HDMI or DV monitor. Right. So I was going to give them that and take their current monitor, which there's no problems with, and give to old dude. So what ended up happening is my supervisor was not my supervisor, was like, hey, is there any way you can get him this monitor Monday? No, it was a Thursday. I was like, all right, yeah, I'll take care of him Thursday. But I hadn't finished the other person's computer. Right. So I had to give him temporarily my test monitor that I have. So I take that out there. Next time I see him, hey man, thank you for the monitor and everything. I don't want to complain, but it's like real dark. It's like real dark. And I'm like, what you mean? Why ain't you turn the brightness up? I ain't say that out loud, but in my head, I'm like, why ain't you turn the brightness?
Right.
Dark. Fuck. So I get to his location and I turn the brightness up, and then I'm reminded. The reason that it was my test monitor is because the top left of the screen has a dark spot. It's not black. The pixel isn't actually dead, but it's a dark spot there. And I had just been so used to using it that I forgot. Like it doesn't register to me. I don't notice it. So
much like the Sting song, there's a little black spot on the sun.
So now, mind you, it was never going to be there permanently. It was just there to give him something until I finished replacing the computer, so I can give him her monitor. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I did that. So then another thing happened at a separate location. Somebody like, oh, I need a monitor.
Wait a minute. Now, at this separate location, were they aware that you were giving out new monitors?
No, it's just happenstance. Happenstance. So that vice president's son was like, hey, is there any way you can give such and such a new monitor? Because
stop. You said the vice president's son.
Yes. Who may or may not be a vice president.
Oh, okay. I mean, it's so confusing.
It is very confusing. No one knows.
Because when you said that, I was expecting for another vice president.
He may or may not be. He is in a position of power, at least for the field. Okay. So he's going to replace his father. So he may or may not have the title already. I don't know. Right. But he hits me up like, hey, such and such, they need a new monitor because the new thing that we're doing. Now this was just legitimate because he had a LCD monitor, but it was a square one.
Right.
And it wasn't a rectangle one, but the new program that they're using kind of requires him to have a rectangle one.
Right.
So I'm like, all right, I get this one. This one makes sense. So I'm setting up to replace that. But again, that was asked like the week, it might have been the day before my boss came back. So I'm in the process of dealing with getting these monitors together. I have finished replacing this one person's computer, so I have her monitor to take out, and now I go get another monitor. I got that monitor to take out. I got them sitting on the cart, ready to take out the next day. It was a Wednesday. I was going to do it on Thursday.
Right.
So I'm doing all this. My boss appears out of a mushroom cloud.
A wild boss appears.
Yeah, she appears out of a mushroom cloud, and she declares to me, "We are not fulfilling any more monitor requests. They will be just fine with what they have unless something is legitimately wrong."
Oh my.
I replied, "Of course, my queen." So there's another situation that bothered me this week that she rectified. Okay. Marcus, one of my best friends in the world.
Marcus? You got a couple of Marcus friends going on.
No, there's only one. All of them have been the same person.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, as wildly varied as those stories are, that's all the same person. Marcus is back working with the company. So the person that's training him feels like he should sit at a certain desk.
Well, why doesn't he?
Because that's the desk of the lady who just passed.
Ah.
And here's the thing. Now, I've talked about and have been strong about business moves on. Business needs to move on.
It needs to move on, yeah.
As much as an issue as we may have with it emotionally, it is a fact of life.
Yeah.
However,
he's howevering.
Only when it's necessary. Before he was hired, there were 2 open seats in that room. So knowing all of this, our homegirl, who was his boss, put him at the other seat Because there's no reason
for you to be at that seat when there's
not
another
yet.
seat there. Yeah,
There's another
agree.
seat.
Agreed.
There's no reason for him to be. But the lady who's training him, no, he needs to be at this desk because this is her rationale is that this is the collections department, and what she's saying is, mind you, the total.
I'm still waiting for a reason.
From one end, from the edge of her office to the window in this room, maybe 20 feet, maybe.
Right.
So there's her office, then there's like a little cutout where the other person that's in collection sits, and then there's the desk where the lady that passed sits. She's like, the collections department is this area, so he needs to sit here. So, because I'm not going to be yelling across the room at him whenever
whoa. She's right. You're not going to be
I hate
yelling.
what you're about to do.
Because there's no reason for you to do that.
You're burying the lead. Now, this particular person is a hot tamale. and so as far as stereotypes go, I don't know too many Italian people. So I want to apologize in advance if this ends up offending any of you that may be listening. But one of the stereotypes about Italian is that hot temper, and that they're loud
too.
And that they're loud. She absolutely fills the stereotype, bruh. She could be having a conversation, a regular conversation. You will hear her on the other floors.
So my question is this. Whether that guy sits right next to her or across the room,
he's going to hear her.
He'll be yelling, right?
Right. My exact point. So she's saying this to me. I don't engage her because, again, she's a hot tamale. What you're not going to have me doing at work is going back and forth your audio.
Have you ever
there
had
we go. It went out
an incident?
Back. Okay.
With her? Yeah, where y'all had a...
I've had an incident where I needed to avoid. But only once in the 13, 14 years that I've been down there. Only once, because it was that Mary Bubala, when she got fired for that racially charged remark she made on air. We were at lunch and she was like, she didn't say anything wrong and blah blah.
Yeah, I'd have watched her.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Because if I'd have stayed there, it'd have been so.
Exactly. Right. So but again, that was the only close, and she wasn't even talking to me, so that wasn't the dust up between the two of us.
Right.
So yeah, no, she's generally cool people. Like I don't really have a problem with her at all. But when she said that, I was like, I'm not even going to respond to you.
Over here.
Let me go holler at the boss. Let me go holler at your boss. Let me go talk to your boss real quick. Hey, this request that she's making, y'all not considering it, are you? She was like, turns out that her boss had already talked to she who has made a triumphant return. And that idea had been nixed. Crossed out. Thrown away. Set ablaze. Decimated. Nipped in the bud. Had already been because my boss don't play those type of I'm telling you, she was like, I talked to your boss, and she was vehemently against it. She said, oh, you don't want to yell across. It's funny that you said that. She was like, oh, she doesn't want to yell across the floor to talk to him. Good. She won't. She will either get up and go tell him what she needs to tell him,
right,
or she will call him.
Yeah.
Because we have work phones.
Yeah.
With extensions.
You could literally call him on the work phone.
Easily.
It's not that big of a deal.
I said, oh, okay, cool.
But I'm gonna tell you up front what she's going to be doing on that work front. It's going to be, hey,
yeah, no, you.
I need you to.
Yeah, that's the biggest. My biggest issue with this. Actually, I have two equally big issues because, like I expressed, no, the sentiment versus business thing. Business wins normally. Yes, absolutely. Right. This isn't a situation where it necessitates that.
It needs to be that, though. Yeah,
no,
need to be that right now.
If they were supposed to be hiring another person, if they had hired the other person already, then yes, Marcus would be sitting at that desk because that would be the only desk left.
Right.
Sure. That I don't have a problem with. I know some people might. I understand why. But again, the show must go on.
Right.
But in a situation where it's not necessary, that's by one issue. My other issue is your lack of self-awareness. How do you not know how loud you are?
Well, in her defense,
that was ironic poetry that your audio went out when you were responding to that question.
Yeah, facts. She have a hearing problem.
That's possible. It's absolutely possible. But the self-awareness part that I'm talking about is this isn't news to you. People have explained to you, yes. People have explained to you that you're loud. Like
you know, anytime a cab driver comes from out of his cab, parks it, double parks it, walks, goes into the building, goes all the way up to your floor, and then tells her, "Miss, you are very loud."
Yo,
you've been told.
But yeah, yo, it's like
somebody flying a helicopter above, lands on the roof, comes down to the floor, and says, "Miss,
I really need you to keep it down. I'm trying to concentrate." Yeah, that's the most baffling part of it. Like, what? What do you? I don't understand. How? What? Have you? What? Have you heard UT talk? Like, what?
You have obviously taken
normal conversations. Yeah. Normal conversation. Like, she's not heated. She's normal conversations. Nah, you can hear her on the floor above.
Food.
What are we talking about? I'm not going to yell across them.
Yes, you
are.
Yes, you are. You're absolutely going to yell across. We all know you're going to yell across that floor because.
What are we talking about here?
She being there with her Samuel Jackson voice. This is the way I talk.
The path of the righteous man has been beset on all sides. Whoa! Calm down. Chill out.
There was an idea,
right? Like, what are we doing?
That's actually the quietest I've ever heard Sam Jackson.
I'm tired of these motherfucking snakes. Okay. Like, what are you, ma'am? He just asked you how you were doing. That's it.
Yo, why did I just get an
elevated response?
Yo? Why did I just get a flashback from that scene in The Other Guys where him and The Rock jump off there?
Yo,
and they playing that music. There goes
Facts. But it applies to that movie too. Hey, you shut your mouth. If I hit your pen, I'll shut my fist up your ass and make you work like a puppet. Like, what are we? He congratulated you. All he said was good job. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? But anyway,
that's hilarious.
So those were all of the.
Those are all of the things.
Those are all the things that involved my boss.
Okay.
So this other thing that Marcus is helping me be the catalyst of.
Hold on, because I need to check on my wife. For those who don't know, my wife took a booster the other day. So I'm just going to check on her. Just give me 1 second. Give me 1 second.
So, yeah, it's been a lot. I keep forgetting to get my booster shot. Like, I need to get my booster shot because it's still very real out here, people. I need to go ahead and schedule it, but I can't schedule it for this week. That's what ends up happening. I always, when I'm reminded to schedule it, there's always some like thing that I have planned that kind of gets in the way, and I just end up not being able to schedule it then. And then because my memory is so terrible, I forget about it until I'm reminded again. Yeah, McKenna, I've absolutely seen. But that's one of the things that happens that reminds me of it. Like either I'll get like one of those texts or phone calls from the state, or I'll see a report about, any surges that may be happening, and it'll remind me about it. And then I'm like, oh damn, but I can't do it this week. And then by the time my schedule clears up a little bit, I've forgotten about it again, because like I've actively checked out. Like I made a conscious decision for a couple things when the pandemic first started. After a while, I had made a conscious decision to think about things differently and not. It was an effort to reduce stress, because stress is not good for you. Stress will absolutely kill you. So I had made a concerted effort with a lot of things in an effort to reduce my stress. And I'd say absolutely it's been working. But one of them was that before I made this decision, I was constantly plugged in to every little thing that was going on with COVID. And that was one of the things I decided to change. But yeah, I got to remember. Matter of fact, I'm about to put it. Thank y'all, because just being here right now, having this conversation, I'm going to go ahead and schedule an alarm, because I know I can't do it this week. So I'm going to go ahead and schedule an alarm for next week to remind myself, so that I can go ahead and get this out of the way, get this taken care of. Shoot. Which alarm do I want to use? I think, yeah, I'll use this one. See, you guys are the best. Y'all here being helpful and all that. Couldn't really ask for a better audience. Back. Boom. Schedule. Booster shot. Yes, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right. McKenna says, I would get it soon by the time the ones with longer immunity come out. Our strain-specific vaccines, which are looking promising. There's probably going to be a second wave and another booster. Yeah, probably. Perfect timing. All right. So Marcus, like I said, Marcus is back, and free of his will. I did not give him a choice. He's helping me. He's helping me set a new normal with people at my job. Because, sure, as I alluded to earlier, with the words of my supervisor, who's not my supervisor, we have to understand that they aren't us. All right. Cool. Here's the difference. I understand that there are things that somebody that is qualified to do the job that I do knows that your average person shouldn't necessarily be expected to know.
Exactly.
I absolutely understand that. That's not my beef. My beef is, one example, my homegirl, love her dearly. She's completely computer illiterate. There was a site that she needed to be allowed for her at her location that she's at. And the way our firewall works is It's a blacklist. Effectively, that's the easiest way to explain it. It's a blacklist instead of a whitelist.
Mm-hmm.
It blocks every. No, hold up. I might be getting the terms backwards right now. I try not to.
Whitelist allows.
Blacklist right. It is a whitelist.
Right.
It blocks everything, and anything you put on the list, it will allow. That's actually simplified. It actually has a blacklist and a whitelist, which is why I was getting confused. But anyway, that's not the point. The effectively, it is a whitelist.
Right.
So when they get a site that they need, they tell me, I put the site in. After it propagates, they can get to that site. The issue is our firewall is so dumb. And when I say dumb, I mean the term that I use about computers. Computers are dumb. They only do what you tell them to do. Right. Our firewall is so dumb in that way that it literally will only allow the URL that you put for it to allow. So we often run into a situation where we'll approve a site, but some function of that site might use a different domain. So that site ends up not being fully functional because the firewall has not allowed that domain that it's trying to get to.
Right.
So then we have to figure out what the actual URL that they're trying to get to is, and then allow that, and then everything will be fine. So I allowed the site that she gave me. She hit me up. She like, when I tried to do something, it was an online class for something. She's like, when I try to open the class, it won't let me go further. I said, okay, what is the site for that class?
Right.
She gives me the site that she gave me before. I said, no, the exact site. What is that? She like, I gave it to you. I said, don't worry about it. I'll take care of it when I see you. I'll take care of it when I see you because I'm not going back and forth with you through text.
No.
Yeah, nah. So I get there and she's like, you want to take care of it? I said, absolutely. So watch out. Let me get right here. So I go to open the class thing and it's clearly a different URL.
Right.
So I showed her. I said, this is the site. Oh, well, I'm not a computer programmer. Stop. No. We're not doing this.
Wow.
That is not this.
Wow.
That is something that I promise you most of your children would have been able to give me.
Yeah.
We're not doing this. We're not doing that. There's no reason to inoculate yourself from anything. I'm not casting aspersions upon you. Like, what are you? No, I'm not doing that. I'm letting you know for future reference, this is where you look to get that information. There's no reason for you to be defensive. Well, no, you're clearly not. Duh. I'm not expecting you to be. But this isn't information that you need to be a computer person at all to be able to get.
We're getting close. Maybe we're not all the way there, but we're getting close to that not being a reason that should ever be said. Like no one should. We're not all the way there, but
no.
Hear me out. It is 2022. Now, you could argue 2012, 2008, 2000,
96. Yeah.
It is 2022.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, bruh.
Yeah. It's not like this is hidden information.
No.
It's not like you got to do anything to find it. It's literally at the top of the web browser. Always. Not hidden.
And this is not a case where
now to be fair, there are times when sites try to get places that they don't list in the web. That's fine. But this wasn't one of those things. This was literally tell me what's at the top of the browser.
That's all you gotta do is and what's crazy. So this is not a time in history where very few people who have computers will have to use computers. There was a time. I was there for that time.
Yeah.
I was there for that time when most people did not have a computer.
Right.
We're not there no more.
No form of a computer.
We're not there no more.
If you search anything on your phone, which all of you have.
It's literally at the top of it. You can see it.
Literally at the top. It's just right there. Now, sometimes on the phone, it might be hidden.
Yeah.
But not on your computer. It's not hidden. It's right there. It's literally there for your eyes, your ocular pleasure. So
ocular pleasure.
Yeah, your ocular pleasure. Yeah, it is what it is. So I give that anecdote, which is actually something that happened this week, but I give that anecdote to say there are differences. There are things that absolutely I should not expect the average user to have down pat. I absolutely get that. So the lady that's training Marcus gives him a screenshot of her desktop with shortcuts on it that she feels he should have on his desktop.
Right.
So I look at them and I'm like, because she didn't give it to me. Our friend who's the boss of that department gave it to me.
Right.
And I looked at her and I said, no. She said, what do you mean no? I said, I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
She said, are you serious?
Why so spicy?
That's funny because that's Marcus's nickname. But anyway, I'm like, I'm not doing this. She's like, why? I said, because I'm not going to continue to perpetuate this lack of computer use and lack of basic computer. It's not even computer. When I say it, you'll get it. It's not even actually computer knowledge for real. That's funny, Paul. I can't stand you. So what it was is the issue that I was way more upset than I should have been. But the issue that I was upset about is, so most of the things that we deal with off of the network, because in case anything happens to the computer, all the info is still fine because it's on the network.
Right.
It's not on your computer. There are shortcuts to it that are on your computer, but the information itself is not on your computer.
Right.
So what they'll want done, and what I have acquiesced to in the past, because one of the reasons is because I want my reputation to stay good.
Nah, I feel you.
If I say to some of these people what I want to say to them, that will fuck up my reputation.
Right.
Hence, it will probably have a possibility of messing up the amount of freedom that I have. And I don't want that. I don't want that.
Of course you don't.
Yeah. So, and the second reason that I would acquiesce in the past is I don't know them.
Yeah.
Right? But this is Marcus. This is my brother.
Yeah. I feel you.
This is someone who I know is computer literate.
Right.
So no, I'm absolutely not going to hold your hand. This is what we're going to do. Because what they usually want me to do is there's a folder. And then, no, I'm sorry, there's a network drive. And in that drive are folders. One of the folders is called public. It's called public because it's one of the things that most of the people in the company that use the network will have access to.
Right.
In that folders.
This is a fact, McKenna.
Anyone in the workforce for at least a decade, honestly, long has no reason not to understand. Bruh, that's fact.
Fact.
So fact. So there's a folder called public. That's the folder that pretty much everybody has access to. There's a folder inside of public called collect. That is a folder that the collections department generally has access to. Inside of their folder, there are other folders. And then inside some of those folders are other folders, blah, blah, blah. So what some people want me to
Russian
do.
dolls.
Right. What some people want me to do is give them a shortcut on their desktop to public and give them a shortcut on their desktop to collect and a shortcut on their desktop to, let's say, there's one called Move Out Dubai. Move Out Dubai.
Who wants
and
to move
then,
out there?
Shut up. And then in this particular case, which is the most egregious, Move Out Dubai has folders. Those folders are titled by year, and everything goes into the year that it's supposed to be in.
Right.
She has a shortcut to collect, a shortcut to move out Dubai, which is in collect, and then a shortcut for each year of the folders that is in move out Dubai. Mind you, that is the entire content.
Yeah, why would she do that?
Move out Dubai?
Why would she do that?
No, she didn't do that.
Oh,
I did that because it was her request.
But she would.
It's not necessary.
It's not necessary.
And I sat there with Marcus, and I said, "We're about to break this chain with you."
He's like, "Why I gotta be me?"
I said, "Hey, I get it. You don't got a choice. I'm not asking you. I'm informing you that this is what's about to happen." And I walked them through it. I said, "This folder." I had the screenshot that she had printed out. I had it in my hand. I said, "This folder is inside of this folder, and then this folder has this folder, this folder, this folder, this folder inside of it, and that's all that's in that folder. There's no reason for you to have all these shortcuts."
Agreed.
When this is the, he said,
Absurd.
"Yeah." He said, "Yeah, you're right." I said, "Thank you." So that's how I'm going to handle this. So I went ahead and put it that way. The last thing.
That's his ass.
The last thing is a situation that I anticipate will involve my boss coming and wrecking shit. It just that part hasn't happened yet. So that's why it's in a separate category. That's why, because it hasn't happened.
When you say wreck shit, is it the equivalent of the Chitauri thing coming and the Hawk punching it once? Or is it the equivalent of Thanos beating the Hawk's ass?
No, it's that second one.
Oh,
it's
damn.
Because here's what happened. So I talked about the monitors. That Thursday, I placed the two that I had already had requests for. And I brought back the ones that were in there. But in my car, I also had that first one that I replaced from Dude, the one that was small. Mm-hmm. So I have 3 monitors. So I get downtown, I call that boss person, not my boss, the Marcus's boss. Right. I'm like, "Hey, come open the back door for me so I can put these monitors in there and not have to walk back and forth from the garage to." That's a lot. I'm not doing that. Right. So come open the back door for me. So she opens the back door. I put the monitors in there, standing up on their stands. I don't put them face down on the concrete to potentially get scratched up and all that. No, I put them all standing on their stands as if they would be sitting if you were using them.
Right.
I get back. I finish that, get out, get in the car, go park, come in, go upstairs, because I generally eat breakfast with her in her office. And that's when she told me about the issue with Marcus's computer and then another issue on her floor. So for the first, after I finally started working, for the first hour and a half, I was on her floor dealing with shit.
Right.
So I hadn't gotten a chance to go back down to grab those monitors. So when I finished all of her the problems that she had on her floor, I went back up to my floor and I grabbed the cart because I was going to go down and get those monitors. Get down to the basement, go to the door. There are no monitors. Okay, what happened? So the one dude, that's the one maintenance guy, we go back years. I worked with him before out in the field, and I must say, there's some things I hate about working with him. He tries to get away with certain things that he wouldn't try with other people.
Wait a minute, so he'll try that with you?
Yes, because we're cool. Like, we have this area for our cardboard, and they come and grab the cardboard because we recycle it. He'll call himself fussing at me if I put the cardboard there a certain way. Not just blow it off and still do what the fuck I'm gonna do anyway.
Is that what he call himself doing?
Yeah, he calls himself fussing at me. I mean, I guess it makes him feel better. I don't know. But he don't fuss at another person. Yeah, I said another. He don't fuss at another person. He don't fuss at another person. So again, and he's a little guy. He's a little guy. I could literally toss him around.
Napoleon complex.
Yeah, it's the whole thing. So I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. You still won't grab that cardboard and do what you're supposed to do with it because it's your job. And I'm still gonna put the cardboard there the way that I have since I've been down there.
And there's nothing
you can fuss.
You can do about it.
You can fuss.
Except for fuss.
That's your reprieve.
And like it.
Yeah, that's it. Like it. But he does have a legitimate point when it comes to that back door. Mm-hmm. That is a loading zone. So, like, if I have something there for too long, he will fuss about it, and he's legit to fuss about it. I get that. I initially thought that maybe he moved them because they were right there. So I'm going around the building. First, I went back to my floor, told my supervisor, not my supervisor. I'm like, hey, you talk to such and such, because he's always on that floor, because he fucking with me, he fucking with her, because they cool too. I'm like, hey, did he say anything about some monitors? She was like, nah. I said, yeah, those monitors are gone. She said, what? I said, yes, they're gone. She said, oh. So I'm going around the building looking for him, looking for any of the three maintenance men, looking for any of the three of them, not finding them. I go back to my floor. He's up there now. So she was like, here he is. You can fuss at him now. God damn it, what did he do? And
doing the dumb shit.
It is what it is. So I get back up to the floor, and she's like, here he is. You can fuss at him now. So I'm like, I had something else to tell her. So I was like, I'm gonna deal with him in a minute. So I can't remember what it was, but I told her what I had to tell her. And then I was like, all right, now you.
Damn.
I'm like, hey, what you doing to monitors, man? And I could tell it was genuine. He was like, monitors? I said, shit, that's not good. He was like, what monitors?
He was like, ours?
He was like, what monitors? I'm like, oh man, so you didn't move those monitors? He said, no. God damn it, Tim. We almost done. Just let us get through these next couple minutes.
Yo, I don't know.
I know.
Definitely have to figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
Now that I have to use the Sony, I gotta figure that shit out.
Yeah, we just got a couple minutes. We
a couple
minutes.
Yeah.
So he like, yeah, I don't know nothing about no monitors. I said, that's not good.
No.
Because if you don't know where they are, what happened? So one of the other maintenance guys. So we have one of our companies. We have a company that's under the umbrella of our company. That is a company. It is its own company. They sell things to us. It's the whole tax thing. It's
right.
Yeah. So they come around. They come downtown and deliver stuff, pick up stuff, take out trash, blah blah blah.
Right.
One of the other maintenance guys told them that the monitors were trash.
Well,
so
are they?
They took the monitors. Mind you, remember, one of those was my test monitor. So I kind of needed that.
Oh, damn.
Like, technically, I could have used a different monitor, but there's no use of using a new monitor just for testing. Yeah. I'm not one of these, oh, look, he got shiny thing, I need shiny. No, I'm not that. At work, the fuck? No, give me this. That monitor don't work. What's wrong with it? It got slightly faded in the top left corner. Give me that shit. What? I'm using it for testing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even realistically, in a pinch, like if we ain't had no monitors and something like that happened, I can use it for my fucking main monitor. Because when we get a new monitors in, I'm going to grab one of the new, because we get more than we need. Right. I'm going to grab one of the new ones until I need to give it up again.
Yeah.
It's just that simple.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it turns out, mind you, everything that was there before I put the monitors there was still there. So the only thing that they took that was already there
Right.
is those monitors. On top of that, there was zero indication that those monitors were to be trashed. On top of that, when we figured that out, the maintenance man that was with me called that company to inquire, like, hey, we wanted to know, somebody gave y'all some monitors, said they were trash. Did y'all pick them up? Like, y'all still got them in the truck? And she was like, yeah, we got them. They're not trash? I said, no, they're not trash. The guy that picked them up, he was like, yeah, I asked the guy if they were trash, and I asked him if he was sure. And he said, yeah. So that means that you didn't ask anybody.
That's exactly what that means.
You didn't ask the other maintenance man. You didn't ask me. You know me. This isn't, we ain't the closest, but we on a speaking basis. Like,
right.
We cool, we cordial, and have been for years. You ain't asked me. You ain't asked my supervisor, not my supervisor. You ain't asked your direct boss, that maintenance man, that's your boss, not the one that was there, the third one. You ain't asked him, and you ain't asked your boss, who was that vice president. No, you just assumed that these was trash and sent them. Now,
in his defense,
the issue is
they had
what?
They had scratches on them.
No. There was nothing physically wrong with. There was nothing visually wrong with any of them that you could tell from them not being plugged up. Like I said, the one got that dark corner, but you can't tell that when it's not plugged up. Right. So Then here's the thing. My supervisor was like, no, this is not acceptable. I'm email, because my boss was off Friday.
Right.
My supervisor was like, I'm going to send my boss an email. I said, oh shit. Her first thought was, I'm going to talk to the vice president that's in charge of them. And then she was like, you know what? Should I tell our boss? I said, yes. Yes, you should.
By all means.
Absolutely. Because it doesn't necessarily behoove you to go talk to their vice president, because at the end of the day, you're not a vice president. It makes more sense for another vice president
I'm about to say, this is
let them
battle what the bosses.
Yeah, let them deal with that shit. We ain't got nothing to do with this. Right. It affected us, but as far as getting the problems up, no,
getting the
that's not our thing.
That's not our thing. When you see Godzilla on one side and Mothra on the other side, the best thing you can do
is don't get involved. You inform one of them what they need to know, right. But outside of that,
let them handle that shit. It's not working.
It's like, should I send it? Yes, you should. You should absolutely send her an email.
Yeah,
please do. Please
absolutely.
Do. That's not acceptable. Mainly because it could have been anything.
Mm-hmm.
It could have been something valuable, like really valuable. Mind you, these 3 monitors aren't particularly valuable. No, they aren't. Right. Only one of them was going to continue to be in use, but he didn't know that.
Yeah,
he didn't know that.
And if that is his standard operating procedure, next time will be something valuable.
I routinely, when things come in, are delivered. About I'd say 65% of the time, they come through the back. And they end up sitting right there until somebody gets a chance to address them.
Right.
Nah, B. You can't just willy-nilly be like, oh, no, that's trash. You don't know shit about them. You ain't never seen them before that day.
Right.
And you ain't asked nobody about them? Yeah, no, they trash. You sure this is trash? Yeah, I'm sure. No.
Are they trash or are you trash?
You might be. His ass might be trash.
Right.
That's the thing I like. And like I said a couple weeks ago, there's very little that can happen inside the confines of work that's going to make me desire someone to lose their livelihood. That's not how I'm wired.
Right.
But you have to be given some type of discipline to make you understand that what you did is not the way to operate in this scenario. Like, no,
also
he don't need to be fired. But
depending on what could have got trashed.
Yeah.
Had if it hadn't been this or something real
Bruh,
you might lose
that might have got it. Yes, absolutely. If that had been a monitor shipment, and let's say I had taken them out the box and I was getting rid of the boxes and I just didn't get a chance to get back down to them. Oh no. That one might have got you fired. I don't think he's gonna be fired for this. Like I don't foresee it.
No, he just
gonna
get talked to though.
Right.
I'm quite sure them bosses got 3 rounds for him.
Hey,
I'm sure they got 3 rounds.
So yeah, she might. And the funny thing about it is, some people would listen to this and make it and infer from it that she's just on a warpath.
No,
but that's not the case. She's literally just responding to things.
Well, see, that's the other thing too. Like there are just periods of time sometimes where there's one thing that needs to address after another. So sometimes those things will not require the strong hand of a Thanos for that.
Yes, they do.
But sometimes you can go a stretch of because it's happened to me before. I've been in that position where it seemed like I'm fussing all the time. But the reason why I'm doing that is because y'all keep doing shit.
Right.
This is a period of time where y'all keep doing shit. So I have to wear that hat for that time. You know
and it's like a vicious cycle because she gets, Palm is ass, It's like a vicious cycle because she gets the rap, she gets a bad rap about being this bosszilla. But because she has that rep, she doesn't often have problems.
Yeah, you know what? People don't really realize that's actually hood logic too.
Bruh.
All you gotta do is beat a couple of ass.
That's it.
Like really badly. Like they gotta be fucked up and lumpy for weeks after that. You don't have to fight much after that. All you really gotta do is bust your thing once. If you bust that one time where everybody sees the shit, I can tell you from personal experience, not a lot of people are going to test your gangster.
No, it just doesn't seem prudent.
Yo, Dennis rolled off of him shooting at people in front of police for years.
I'm sure. Look,
how crazy he is
because contrary to any recent pop culture scandals, generally people have that self-preservation thing.
They do. And sometimes it's like you don't want the hassle that comes with dealing with the perceived hassle. It might not even be that you're afraid of him specifically.
Right.
But
it's so funny how you hear it.
No, I see it. Like it literally gives me a notification as soon as I see it shit. But then there is a small little almost indescribable pop when it does, right? But it's like one time people may not be afraid, but they may not want the hassle of the potential of what this could lead to.
Right.
Worth me going there. You know what I'm saying? Is it worth it? If I know this dude's he's known to wild out, even if it happened once, I know that's the potential. He's gonna wild out.
Yeah.
Really am I in the space right now to commit to the time that it takes to handle that to make a point?
Yeah. Facts.
You may not be in some
right.
It's funny how this shit goes full circle. Because we started this show about wisdom. About having the wisdom. You know what I'm saying? Biddy says, same when I have to heavy handle trolls, etc. Moderating and everyone thinks I'm right all the time. Right. That's what it is. That's what it is. But
that's all it is. Like I said, my boss is funny. She will laugh with you. She's caring, all that good shit. It's just
get out of pocket.
Some people, that's it. Just do what you're supposed to do. Legitimately, since she's been in charge, it's been just do what you're supposed to do. Just do what you're supposed to do. There's been a couple of times where I didn't do what I was supposed to do. Now she still has never wild out on me.
But see, that's also because of the past behavior that she knows for
Right.
you. You don't do that often. And if you did, it's a genuine mistake. It wasn't you being lazy. It wasn't you being neglectful or thoughtless. None of that shit. It was a genuine mistake. So she doesn't have to handle you with that exact same pressure.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Shit. But like with me, I've only had to fire people, like straight up fire people.
Yeah.
In all the years that I worked at that place, maybe 3 or 4 times.
Mm.
And each time that I did that shit, they needed a firing.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta get the fuck out of here because you're not helping the crew, and you're not helping yourself. You're definitely not helping me, because if I got to keep dealing with this dumb shit from you, and it progressively gets worse, one of these times you're gonna do something. And there was one time when I let something slide that I shouldn't have. And then the next time that person did something, it was catastrophic. And I was like, nope.
Yeah.
If I see the trend and it continually gets worse, I'm getting you the fuck up out of here. Each round is full of punchlines, and they all room shakers.
Facts.
I'm getting you out of here. You gotta bounce. If you don't like it, if you have a problem with it, there's always after work. That parking lot big as shit. You getting the fuck up out of here. I had to get rid of this one character because I gave him too many passes. And I gave everybody a lot of. I understand what it's like working overnight.
Yeah.
Got extra jobs and stuff. So, dude, he comes. It's his birthday. He comes in this bitch drunk.
Oh.
We not doing that. But listen, you did this stupid shit, but you young. I said, all right. Go down there to the locker room, sleep it off a couple hours.
Right.
Hey, you don't get this from what bosses do that?
Nah.
He went down there, slept it off for a little while, came upstairs. His only job was supposed to be to clean up that front half of the production floor and the conveyor belts. Knock that out. Make sure that floor is straight. And then I'll have somebody else go over it just to make sure that everything is tight before QA comes in. After lunch, I go upstairs. Nothing was done.
Yikes.
Nothing. It's only a few hours left before QA starts rolling up in here for the morning production. That's all I can stand till I can't stand no more. You've already done shit in the past that I let go. This is an escalation. I went down there. I said, wake up, punch out, you're done.
Thanks.
You know, this nickel slick motherfucker had a nerve to go to one of my mans. That's still my man's today. I just talked to him yesterday on the phone. Me, him, and his wife, Bucky. Went to my man's and was like, man, I can't believe Morph did that, man. I can't believe Morph did that. My man Bucky said, so you don't think you did that yourself?
Because here's the thing. If you were that affected, then when you told me go downstairs, go in the locker room, sleep it off, if you were that affected, you probably should have either at that moment or after you woke up said, hey, boss, listen.
Come tell me.
I don't think I can
put somebody else on it.
Right.
I could have did it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Transparency, man.
I got him the fuck up out of there. The room shook. It was pretty. The culture said unanimously I won. Like it wasn't judged enough, but the culture basically said I won. I cleared them.
Right.
I put out 3-0 cleared them.
Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying? Like you have to do that sometimes, but because I've had to do that it was a girl I liked. I liked her a lot. Peaches. I like Peaches a lot, yo. She was funny. She was working actually before me. She used to be a supervisor. She worked on the morning shift. She was going to school. The morning shift didn't work for her no more. She said, can I come on your shift? She gave up her supervisor position to come on my shift because she was going to school for something better. I was like, I'm with it.
Right.
She came in, she did her job for the most part, and then she stopped. She started getting lazy, stopped doing the shit that she was supposed to do, that everybody else around there was supposed to do. And then she started doing this shit. That's stealing time. We not doing that.
Yeah.
We not doing that because, especially where other people can see, she'd be up there when she knows she was done. And it's at that time of the morning where the security guard is in there. First shift workers are coming in there. The secretary up at the front desk is there. And QA is in the house. Managers start coming in. And your ass is standing up there at that front lobby counter talking to people as they come in while you're on the clock.
Yikes.
Now, your job was done. You literally could have just punched out, but you're trying to soak up every last little bit of the time you can. And you think, which is crazy because you was a supervisor, that's not going to be noticed by managers. You was in the meeting with me when you was a supervisor when they had a whole meeting about that. They pulled everybody up in there about that shit. Like, nah, we not doing the stealing the time thing. That's stealing time. I'm already in a fucked up position that they don't know about because I got people on my shift. As long as they finish their job, I don't give a fuck what else you do on that clock. Get your time. But when it's time for you to leave the fuck up out of here. But when they start coming in, you know those rules don't apply no more.
Nah,
when them motherfuckers is in there, now I am not the sole power on the shift.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And
Number one, some of these motherfuckers can do the same thing to you that I can.
Facts.
Number two, don't embarrass me.
Right. And it's crazy because when I fired her ass, they always go crying to Bucky. He was like, y'all, you know, goddamn well my man can't stand doing that.
Right.
He can't. So he's not. He can't. So he's not.
Facts.
Flat out. And that's one of the reasons why I made Bucky my assistant supervisor. That's one of the reasons. Because they always go crying to him, but Bucky always do his fucking job, yo. And he always had my back. And he would always, now he ain't the only one. CJ, Big Hurt, all them. I don't give a fuck what happened. If there's a mistake done during the night and somebody got to stay a little later to make sure that the Q8 and them can get started, they will stay. No matter what they have to do. You ain't got to ask them. They own that shit. What needs to be done, they did that shit. They had my fucking back, which is why they always got raises every time raise time came. And that's why to this day, in 2022, I still talk to these dudes. We're still friends. We're still family because they did the right thing. So they knew not to play with me. They knew not to make me look crazy. That's it.
Facts. That's it.
Yo, Nate Pump said his birthday gift was a pink slip. But
hilarious.
Anyway, that will be it for us today. We want to thank everybody that once again showed up for Saturday morning cartoons and joined us in this. Continued to have the conversation with us that added to the actual content of the show. We really appreciate that. You guys are the reason why we continue to do this.
Absolutely.
Because we don't have Spotify giving us a $200 million contract.
No.
You know what I'm saying? But maybe one day, who knows? Maybe one day, who knows?
Things happen.
Do not forget to check out my man Jaded Nerd's channel. He does a celebrity gossip beat.
Yeah, he has one right now. I mean, he might be live now or he might be over. Mm-hmm. Funny enough, titled, "It's Time to Throw the Red Table Talk Away."
Yeah, definitely got to go check out. If anything, check out the replay if it's off now, because I'm definitely going to check out the replay. Don't forget my man, Super Side Guy and
Cyrus the Virus.
Don't forget to check out that. Also, if you haven't already, go check out our Patreon account for Majestic Comics.
Yeah,
and also we got our merch shop. After we're going to be doing a Kickstarter soon as well. I'm not really expecting those that have that already contribute every month on Patreon to be a part of that. But once we have it up, if you could share it, that would help us a lot.
Yeah. Factuals.
Also, like I told y'all last week, issue 1, which is the second issue. I know it's weird. Is in production, and as far as the first part of the production, the inking, like Joseph got 4 pages left.
Yeah,
Joseph was rocking these last weeks, and it's amazing. I can't wait to see what it looks like when it's colored, but it's amazing, action packed,
ridiculous
start to the end. It's so many poster like material in there that it's crazy. So definitely looking forward for that.
Don't forget Deeper Dive,
and please do not forget the new show that's on the Multi-World Entertainment channel, Deeper Dive, with my man SPJ. Really goes in with these video essays.
Second one's coming out tomorrow. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna try. I'm not promising this. I am not promising this. I want this to be clear. But my goal currently is every Sunday.
Every Sunday. All right.
That is my goal currently.
All right. So y'all heard that. Currently, his goal is every Sunday. Also, check out. Let me see if I can find it. I definitely want. I almost got through this entire podcast and did not think about that. So my sister Marissa, she does do content. And she just released 3 of these videos on the Indian Wells Arts Festival page. I thought these were really good videos at the festival, where she highlighted a lot of the different art and artists that was there. It was a nice ass day. I told her about it. I was like, yo, you live when you do these like type of vlogs, travel vlogs, you live to have an outside being look nice. You know what I'm saying? It'd be good weather. You live for that shit. Go check that out. Definitely. And like I said, that's on the Indian Wells Arts Festival page on Facebook. Go check that out. But for my man SPJ, I am Tombstone the Dead Man. And for the greater Multi-World Entertainment family, we are out.